Hello, listening people.
Hello!
Oh, Jesus. I'm Ryan,
I'm Bartek!
and you're listening to Spit and Polish Presents. Spit and Polish presents unappreciated masterpieces. And what is it that we do on unappreciated masterpieces, Bartek?
See beginning of last episode.
See the beginning of last episode? No. What we do is we get those unappreciated masterpieces, those forgotten films, those gems upon gems upon gems of films that are underneath the rest. The ones that may be forgotten, the ones that aren't appreciated enough. And we go through them, and we watch them, and we commentate on them. Isn't that right?
Mm-hmm.
But this is a special one, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
This is a special film upon a series of special films that we're going to do. We've been teasing over the last couple episodes that coming up soon, which is now, believe it or not, is a special event that we're going to be doing. And Bartek, would you like to explain what we're going to be doing?
This February, which is right now, we are going to be watching 5 films of a particular theme, you could say. And like we've, mentioned that in Dickie Roberts and... what was the film before it? Was it Band
Slam?
In those 2 films, the thing of the theme was in them. And I bet you guys have been rewatching those movies trying to work out what the heck that theme was. And we're going to reveal it to you now. It's Dog Month or Dogathon.
Yes, we're going to be doing a dogathon in which we're going to be doing a series of movies related to dogs, either that they're in them as a main play or theme or character, or they're in the title alone. That's right, an interesting dogathon. And what is the beginning dog film of this dogathon, Bartek?
It's funny you mentioned that because when you said, what is the... it kind of reminded me of one of the main characters. And it's
yes.
of the movie...
Yeah, Velma.
What?
Go on.
And it's of the movie Scooby-Doo.
I don't know what that is. What is it?
Oh, because you don't speak Polish, yeah.
No, I just couldn't understand you properly.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, in English...
I do in fact not speak Polish, in case you guys were wondering.
There we go, there's the running joke. Scooby-Doo in English is, I forgot.
I think it's
Scooby-Doo!
Oh, Scooby-Doo!
It's a huge franchise,
Yes.
and this is a live-action movie.
We're going to be doing the classic... It's a 2002 movie, Scooby-Doo.
Oh, yeah.
That is like
It's 14 years old now.
14 years old. Like, I could have had a kid by now. I mean, not then. I would have been too young to make a child. But imagine.
Speaking of children, we have a guest!
Yes, and it is a recurring guest. Yes, second recurring guest, yes. And it is the amazing Australian guest. Yes, not Polish. We have yet to have a Polish guest on, isn't that right, Bartek? Other than ourselves.
Uh-huh.
But we're not guests.
Yep.
We are brought back to the wonderful world that is Luke Peveril.
Hi, beautiful people. How are you doing?
Yes, Luke, we haven't seen you since your cynical dark days of Kangaroo
yes.
Jack.
I was in a bad place then.
He was possessed by the spirit of Michael Shannon.
Yeah, Michael
Yes.
Shannon possessed him, that's right. Now, Luke, are you feeling better?
Yes, I attended re-education camp, and I'm feeling very much better.
Oh, that's great. And you watched, you along with us watched Scooby-Doo, did you not?
Yeah, we did.
And, well, we've all seen Scooby-Doo before, haven't we? This is
Oh, yeah.
not a first
Yes.
viewing for us, is it?
No.
I think we're
This-
all well versed
and
in the
true by this
Scooby-Doo
point.
universe.
This movie was a huge part of our generation's
Yeah.
childhood, I guess. The marketing was huge when this
Oh,
movie came
yeah.
out.
Yeah, I would say a film that defines our generation.
Yeah.
Like Band Slam.
An interesting piece of trivia? Yeah, that's right. Spit and Polish, we give you trivia before we've even started the movie. Is that this film gained quite a lot of money because quite a lot of people saw it. Yes, I know, you're shocked. But you know why they saw it? Because young people went to see it because it was the only movie at the time that was playing the trailer to Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
No way.
Really?
Yep. This is before the internet, like YouTube, could just put it on there.
Yeah,
People
make
went and
simple
paid
comments.
for Scooby-Doo so they could see a snip thing of Harry Potter.
How many people do you
and the
think
Chamber of Secrets.
saw that trailer and then immediately left the cinema?
None, because they realized they were up for a better film
You're
than
right.
Harry Potter and the Chamber of
What
Secrets.
fools.
I remember there was one time when I was 10 years old, so like 2 years after this film came out.
Yeah, that would be great.
We were at a class in school, but it was like one of those periods where you don't do anything, so they put on a movie.
Yeah.
A study period.
Yeah, and I think it was like we had a choice between 2 movies. It was like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory and this movie, Scooby-Doo. and we all had like votes for which one to watch, and
You picked the right one, didn't you?
I actually was one of the 2 people that voted for the Willy Wonka film.
You fucking idiot!
Because I'd seen this movie a million times, but now that I'm older and have rewatched it, I can find a lot of new appreciation for it, and I look back to the point where I picked the film that hasn't really struggled, and I feel a little sick that I did pick the other film.
You sicken me today. But that's right, we're watching the 2002 classic Scooby-Doo. Now, I hear some of you out there. I do hear someone faintly in the distance going, well, that's not an unappreciated movie. How could you? That's a film that defines a generation. Well, no. I disagree with you thoroughly. Yes, it's a film that everybody's seen. Yes, but that does not mean it's appreciated. I mean, there are certain episodes of TV shows that are always seen, but they're not appreciated episodes. And that's what I defined with the Scooby-Doo movie. And it is also one of 2. And must I say, it is the more remembered of the 2, but that does not mean it is an appreciated film. It is a masterpiece, but it is an unappreciated one at that. So if you've got your knickers in a knot about us doing Scooby-Doo, calm down, because you should be reassured by me just telling you blatantly that you're wrong. Okay?
Here.
Calm down. Yeah, thank you. So we're going to be starting this beautiful film, this emotional gem, this piece of art in 3, 2, 1, play. Yeah, there we are. So, here we are, guys. Scooby-Doo. Now, guys,
Yes.
did you see this in the cinema?
I believe I did.
Yes, a long time ago.
Oh, you guys are... Scooby's already eating
what
the
a
door.
cheeky bugger.
A Mystery and Company. I did not see this in the cinema. I saw the second one in the cinema, and I'm going to leave that story for when we... Spoiler alert, we're going to do the second one next episode. We can't just leave us hanging on the Scooby-Doo 1. Gotta do Scooby-Doo 2.
Title card.
Scooby-Doo.
Yes.
And now we can't read it.
So, do you
Wow
guys
toys.
remember your Wowo Toy Factory? That's kind of like Whammo. Now,
Whammo.
do you guys remember seeing it in the cinema, and what was your experience? Was it a good one?
My cousin was sitting next to me the whole time, and he didn't like Scooby-Doo, so he kept making smart-ass comments, and I was trying to enjoy
How
the
old
movie.
was your cousin?
Oh, this is 2002, so he would have been 8. Yes.
What a cunt.
What indeed? I won't say which of my cousins, but yeah, you know who you
You can
are.
tell us. It's secret. No one's gonna know.
I like how in the Band Slam episode you mentioned that you watched it with a friend, and I'm like, yeah, Luke. We know who that is. He was on the show.
Oh,
Ah,
oh, can I just say, foreshadowing just happened.
Yeah.
Did you notice it?
I probably did, but could you just remind me of what happened?
Fred was just spinning that fire hose around as he
dear.
does later on at the climax of the film with what is it, the harness equipment stuff for later on. So it is showing us that Fred has
little
always
bit
been
of
equipped to battle.
Chekhov's talent.
Here's our hero. Scuba Stubus.
So, watching this as a child, it was like, just a funny movie, but now you rewatch and you realize that it sort of like spoofs and parodies elements from the TV show
Yeah.
a lot. Like, it constantly brings up the whole trope of the damsel in distress, and like, the character who is always the damsel in distress is like not really at all in this film, except for now, maybe.
Yeah, and that character is the barrel, I would imagine. That
Yeah.
they were
Yes,
hiding.
the barrel that is Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah. So, do you guys? What do you guys think of them CGIing Scooby-Doo? Because that was the big worry of the film. Is Scooby-Doo is in fact CG? They didn't
He's
use
not
a real
a real
dog
dog.
or anything.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
if you can't get the real dog, then what are you going to do?
You hear that, kids? Scooby's not a real dog.
There is actually one shot coming up where they mentioned in the cast commentary
Ow,
that
looked
it's...
painful.
Yeah, they had to tape her skirt to her leg. There's a shot coming up where there was like the one shot they used an animatronic for Scooby-Doo, and then they just CGI'd over it. Other than that, yeah, they just pretended he was there.
Which shot?
It's when they crash into the things at the end of this sequence.
Really?
Yeah, I'll point it out when it happens. That was a good jump.
It's not as good as me when I jump. I can jump pretty hard.
It's true, I've seen it.
Well, you're very tall, so you got like a...
Is that the shot?
No, I said it's when they crash,
Oh, okay.
not when they be sick.
Zoinks!
So that's Shaggy's catchphrase.
I wonder how many OHS policies are being flouted right now in this factory.
So it's that time in the. Is this it, Bartek?
It's coming
Oh,
up.
what are those?
It's pink.
There's canisters.
Hey, she's free.
Oh.
It's this.
That.
Yeah,
Ah,
this is
hello.
the animatronic.
And she's got her butt in the dog's.
Well, her face in
She's
the
got
butt.
the butt is.
Oh,
the
her
butt
butt.
is
We
there.
don't know where her butt is.
No,
Oh, they're Barbies, I think.
Oh, they're
they
Barbies.
look like Barbies.
No, they're Pamela Anderson dolls.
Oh yeah.
You know why?
Because Borat.
No, because Pamela Anderson's in the van right now, and this is
dude, you
her
spoiled
toy. This is
it.
her toy factory. Oh my god!
Oh my
How did I
God.
not know that this was Pamela
Pamela
Anderson?
That's
Anderson.
right. I remember that.
In the commentary, they called her the Pamster.
Yeah, because they call everyone the Stir in this movie, like the
Yeah,
Shagster,
the Velmster
Fred
comes
Stir.
later on, I guess.
I like how. Fun fact: he hated what's his name? The guy who plays Fred.
Really?
He hated his ascot that he has to wear. He hated it
Well, that's-
so much.
Well, that's the trademark of the character. He's always wearing it.
Yeah, no, and he hated teamwork. I do a tremendous amount of teamwork.
Just like on Spit and Polish.
Yep, I do a tremendous amount. You're right.
So a big theme in this movie is the whole aspect of the team.
Yeah, and Luke in the team is Old Man Smithers. It's like, I knew it, Luke. You're Old Man Smithers, the creepy janitor. And Luke often gets revenge against women for not going out on dates with him. There's many women.
That is slander.
Name any woman that's been on this podcast, probably.
Yeah.
And that's why we've never seen them again.
Ah, yes. They're gone, never to be found.
So, Bartek,
That's me.
you're an evil janitor.
Yeah.
Have you created a suit that makes you fly? Because he has.
I
Let him
mean,
go.
my problem is that I don't know how helium works, so I just, blow into stuff and then it doesn't work. I
What,
keep
does
wondering why it
Poland not have helium?
doesn't.
Or
I don't
treatments
live
for
in
impotence?
Poland.
What? What, Bartek?
I said I don't live in Poland.
Is this not Poland that we're speaking from?
No, we're in Luke's country.
Straya.
Straya? Oh,
Yes, indeed.
never been to Straya before.
Welcome.
I mean, I was raised there, I think.
Born
and
and
that's why I
raised.
don't speak Polish. Oh, jinkies, guys. The gang's gonna break up. Now,
School, what are we gonna do?
my glasses.
This is an undignified scene.
I'm gonna kill you. Whoa, watch the ascot. He looks so...
He had to say that. He doesn't care.
He looks
wishes
so
it was
upset.
gone.
How come... Okay, when time has, leapt forward 2 years, how come Fred is the only one who's changed? Physically? When you see Fred...
It's a haircut, right?
He has a haircut, but the rest of them look the exact same.
Maybe
But
this is all
Fred.
Fred's reality and nothing changes.
Maybe this is
but, yeah.
Fred's world.
I think so.
I would watch that.
Yeah.
Boy meets world, boy meets Fred's
It's
world.
like Wayne's World, but Fred's world.
Yeah, Fred's world. And it's just... Hey, in Wayne's World, they do have a Scooby-Doo-like ending. So...
They do indeed.
So that's, that does make... Oh, that makes sense. Have you read the trivia about Mike Myers during the 90s was trying to make a live-action Scooby-Doo?
I didn't
What
know
stopped
that.
him?
It just didn't get off the ground. It was this whole entire production of a live-action Scooby-Doo was in production hell for throughout all of the 90s. No one could get it off the ground. And Mike Myers was campaigning to be Shaggy. But by the time this movie came out, they said he was too old.
Oh.
So they said no. And it was him and Velma was going to be played by Jane Garofalo or whatever her name is. And she would have been perfect. I mean, she would have been a lot more cynical, but yeah. I think this chick's amazing who plays Velma. Now, guys, who's the best cast?
Member? What?
Yeah, of the Mystery Inc. gang. And you can't say the van, Luke. I know that you want to say the
Oh,
van.
the van is so shiny.
It's barely in the movie. That's the weirdest part.
Yeah, it's in this beginning part.
Well,
and a
Who
flashback
plays
later on.
Shaggy? Have we seen him in anything since?
He was
Matt-
in Scream.
That's right. He was.
Matt
Yeah, I
something,
think that
I think his
guy is
name is.
pretty.
He was in a
On
lot,
point.
and then what happened was he played this character, and then he's kind of just given up playing any other characters. And I think it's
I think he's the current voice of
he's the
Shaggy.
current voice of Shaggy, or he did a lot of Shaggy voices. So basically he's pretty much retired from acting, and he's just given up to be Shaggy. He was in lots. He was in Serial Mum, I think, the John Waters movie, and he was also in one of the Vacation movies.
But nothing
as
would
Rusty.
ever top
So this
Scooby-Doo.
was one of the jokes that like would go over kids' heads. The whole the camera
Yeah,
coming down
yeah,
and smoke
right?
coming out of the van.
having a
Yeah,
clam bake.
and they're like, "Oh my God, Mom, is Shaggy and Scooby cooking too hard?"
Yeah,
and it's like,
sweetie,
yeah.
that's what it is.
Hey, I thought this guy was going to come back. This character, like
Yeah.
the guy, you know, I thought he looks so happy. Like, look at him. He looks. Look at that guy.
Mondavarius.
Yeah, that's a name. I wish my name was.
He looks like
Mondavarius.
Ryan Mondavarius.
He looks like an Australian PE teacher a bit.
Oh,
This
this
joke made me laugh.
this
Hydrocolonic.
was filmed in Australia, wasn't it?
A lot of it was, yeah, and they
A
have a lot of
lot of
Australian actors do it.
Actors?
Extras?
What the hell?
Bartek
I was
is from
trying-
South
No,
Africa.
no,
I thought
I was trying to say extras, but I said actors and I mixed
Actors.
it to make it sound like New Zealander.
Jesus Christ, we've got a lot of Australian extras here.
We've got a lot of Australian extras doing American accents.
Yes, such as
Here we
Isla
are.
Fisher.
On our way to Spook.
Oh, here he is.
And that, yeah.
Oh my
Okay, so we
God.
didn't say who's the best cast, guys. So
I think Shaggy.
I
is-
think Shaggy too.
Shaggy?
yes.
Okay. Well, I think Shaggy is also, but look at Velma. She's so she's so good.
She does.
She put on a jacket.
She does look a lot like
Change
Velma
that.
from the show.
And she sounds like Velma.
This is so
She's got the kind of sound going on.
She's
really
got
well.
that voice going on, yeah.
She's got
Yeah,
the
nasally.
jinkies.
Also, the orange jumper's just really bright.
Yeah, because that's what the whole
Yeah.
Oh my God.
his book. She
said it.
Book,
Jinkies.
Fred. What was it? It was like Fred on Fred.
The many faces of Fred.
Yeah, the many faces of Fred.
So apparently in the original cut of the movie, and it might be in the deleted scenes, they all three of these people who left have a flashback to show what they'd been doing.
But the only kind of flashback we get is later on in the film of what they did to make the villain.
That, yeah, much further back flashback when they were still teenagers, I guess.
No, they just finished high school, I think.
They just
Yeah,
finished
that
high
sounds
school at
about right.
Coolsville High or something.
Yeah, is that not the name of their school?
Yeah, the city, even Coolsville.
Yeah.
Coolsville. But
Find that
why
on
is
the map.
fucking Velma there? She's not cool.
She's an immigrant.
I don't know. People like her. She's cool enough.
So who's the worst cast? And you
Mm.
can't say Fred. Because
Why,
he's so,
why would I say Fred?
he's so fucking good, Luke.
But it,
I watched it this morning just before we did this, and I couldn't help but piss myself at Fred. Like, I thought Fred was the best one. Like, this viewing round. Like, okay, if you ever watch it, you know that Shaggy's the best, and then Velma. But then the next, if you watch it again and again, you have to depart from them, and you have to go, well, what about Daphne, and what about Rowan Atkinson, and what about
Okay.
Fred? And Fred was the funniest in this entire film.
he's very
That's
funny.
true, actually.
Also,
He was the
also
funniest.
his actor's name is Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. He's a junior.
And apparently, there's
Yeah.
one.
His
There's
dad was
literally.
probably better than him.
There's like I think only one or two shots where they call him Freddie, and apparently the actor was a bit
Like, what?
jarred in those shots when he was called Freddie.
Freddie.
Also, they're married, Freddie and Daphne's actors.
Really?
Yeah, yep.
Aw.
They're married in real life.
How cute.
They seem
Around
very-
this time, actually, so
Yeah, I
Scooby-Doo
think
must
they-
have done it.
Yeah, I think they did meet on Scooby, and I think they're already a real life couple. But this,
Scooby matchmaking
like, she
since
had to
2002.
convince him to join because he's like, oh, I don't want to ruin the Scooby Doo name. It's like, oh yeah, we don't want to fucking ruin the
To say-
Scooby Doo name.
To say nothing of ruining his own
No,
career, potentially.
Scooby's well cast.
Yes, indeed. Look
Like-
at that CGI.
CGI airplane.
Spooky air.
That's a real airplane.
No, it's CGI, and this is a studio set.
No, that's a real plane.
What the fuck? Look how spacious
Isla
this
Fisher had a
plane is.
cameo.
Isla Fisher's in it as the main character, Fred on Fred.
Fred on Fred, the mini. They've got a bar. Wow.
So in the deleted scene, apparently that book was like failing.
Really?
Yeah. It
Are
was-
you
a big thing
sure?
is that
Because-
because he's alone, not a team member anymore, he can't really find much success.
And here's Isla Fisher, who
looking not like a redhead.
she's blonde. Yes, it's a wig.
Now she's Australian.
She's
Australian.
Australian, and I don't know if her accent is supposed to be American or Australian. I don't know what her accent's supposed to be. Isla Fisher's very weird to
How
me.
old is she right now?
She
in this?
would be like in her, I guess, early 20s because, like,
That's weird.
I don't know. But here's the thing, though. Isla Fisher scares me sometimes because I just look at her face and she has a face that's too tiny for her head.
Yeah. She,
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, she's got a really small face
yeah, she's
for
got a
her
head,
head.
not enough face.
I'm not saying she's got a big head. No,
It's
she
just
just has a really
disproportionate.
small face.
Yeah.
It's creepy. it's kind of like...
Well, she doesn't necessarily have a bigger head.
No, that's what I'm saying.
No.
She doesn't have a big head and a small face. She just has a normal-sized head, but a small face in comparison to the size of her head.
The guy playing Shaggy, his eyes are very wide set. Have you noticed
Yeah, it's because he's playing Shaggy.
that?
You have to be
Yeah,
very
right.
stoned.
How silly of me.
You know what's really funny is I was looking at a lot of trivia about Shaggy, and apparently the creators and everyone who plays him are always surprised when people say that he's like, oh, he's a drug addict, because none of them ever envision him like that. Even though this movie has a joke coming up that's sort of...
Are you sure with this Mary Jane joke?
I was about to say, yeah, well, to be fair, this movie was written by Lloyd Kaufman.
I'm Mary Jane. No, it was written by James Gunn.
Well, yeah, but he was one of the writers, right?
He was
Lloyd
the
Kaufman.
writer of the screenplay. I think Lloyd Kaufman just did some writing. But Luke,
Yes.
you know who James Gunn is?
I want to say yes.
Did he direct Romeo and Juliet?
Cat.
Yes, he directed. But Luke,
Yes.
who is James Gunn?
I really couldn't say.
He directed one of the best Marvel films.
Oh,
Take
wait.
a guess.
Was it Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah.
Yay.
And which makes sense
Oh, yeah.
because think about this movie. What does it have?
A 5-character centerpiece.
Not just that. That is a good one. But what does this movie have that the other movie also has? So what do
CGI.
Guardians... They have a CGI main character.
Very good.
I'm just saying, Scooby-Doo inspired Guardians of the Galaxy. Just saying, it's all connected.
Yeah. It's a plausible theory.
It not just plausible, it is real. That's like it's fact.
it's certain.
So here we are on Spooky Island, the lamest name
Yeah.
of all the islands.
Is it all that spooky? We're going to ask the hard-hitting question.
It scared me as a kid.
Oh, yeah, but like the soul snatching did. This stuff
No, this
was
scared me. Like, oh, I thought she was dead. She didn't even get hit. Oh, this scared me. I was
Well,
like, oh my god, Mr. Bean, what are you doing in this movie?
You
Run!
decided to
I love
into
Ron
the business.
Atkinson.
Do you have a lot of
I love
hair in
Rowan
this movie?
Atkinson too.
Luke, do you love Ron Atkinson?
I do.
Are you sure?
Yeah, but his hair in this movie creeps me out a bit.
It's just his natural hair. What are you on
Really?
about?
That's his, I don't know, like, because Mr. Bean has different looking hair, obviously.
Because
That
it's
just looks
combed,
weird.
because he's supposed to look like a dweeb, Mr.
It
Bean.
looks greasy.
It is. He's English.
Oh god, his face is doing it.
Well, he's very scary.
Okay,
I'm scared of. I wouldn't want to. It is true. I would not want to be left alone in a dark alleyway with Rowan Atkinson.
Like, are you like trapped in there, or you just like come across him while you're walking
Like,
down it?
if halfway through
I come across him. Of course.
if I was in a dark alley with someone and I realised halfway through that it was Rowan Atkinson, I reckon I'd be pretty pumped. It's like, yeah, Rowan!
But then you see him jerking his wiener off near a garbage bin, and then you're like, I don't
Thanks,
think so.
Ryan.
Yeah, you know, I'd ask him, like, oh, dude, like, is that part of your next movie?
And he
he'd be
goes,
like, yes, actually.
it's got Johnny English 3 to come.
Oh, it took a long while to come.
In the cast commentary, they mentioned, like, oh, yeah, he's actually currently doing a, like, British James Bond film. It sounds really good.
Really?
They mentioned
Did they see it? Because I hated Johnny English so much.
I liked it.
But you know, we might need to watch it on this show to see if I was wrong, and see if it's a real unappreciated
And
masterpiece.
like with most movies on this show, you
Oh my
usually...
god, look
Ooh.
at that. He went flying. He deserved it. That haircut is awful.
Not a haircut, it's a hairstyle. Who cuts their hair like that? Luke?
Probably Rowan Atkinson in that alleyway you were talking about.
Coming this summer, Rowan Atkinson stars in the dark alleyway in Johnny English 3 to come.
Everyone who sees the trailer is like,
And one
oh my
point
god, it's a callback to Spooky Island.
No, they're like, oh my god. And it's
The
like,
same people who brought you Scooby Doo.
no, they'll be like, who wrote this? It's like, from the creators of Spit and Polish Presents.
Yeah.
And Rowan Atkinson in a dark alleyway.
This guy's not getting paid enough to give a shit.
What do you mean? Who, that
Like,
guy?
Yeah, that guy.
He doesn't have a fucking face.
Yeah, he probably has no
No,
face
Luke,
line.
Luke, I will
Hey,
be
what's
honest
your
with you.
language?
That Luke, in case you didn't know, that was a mask he was wearing.
What the BBQ?
So this guy,
Yeah, is this guy? Like
he's in the movie,
Yeah.
but he's also not in the movie. Like, yeah, I thought, like, oh, he's gonna actually do something in the movie,
Indu
but then
Hey, he plays the piano.
yeah, what was that about?
Yeah, he just.
Like-
really weird.
Was the piano to call the monsters, or did it hypnotize
I think
everyone,
it
or
was-
what?
I
Like,
think-
I thought like he was gonna do something, like the piano was gonna be rigged up. Or
It
something.
was entertainment.
I interpret it as him getting closer so he can listen in on the conversation.
But he can't hear anything because he's playing the fucking piano.
Well, that's not established.
Oh, that's creepy.
He already was hearing things, so why, Luke? Why is this happening? Why is this guy got tattoos on his head? Who is he?
I think the villain found him in like a Spanish jail and decided to recruit him.
Speaking of villains
That's my
who
guess.
are kind of not really in the film, Sam Greco's in this film as what's his
As
name?
who?
Zardos or
Oh,
something?
that guy, the big guy, that guy there.
Yeah.
So
my
for
God.
those who are not enlightened, who is that, Bartek?
Sam Greco, I think he's a Australian kickboxer, but I know him mostly through the works of Paul Fennick. In Paul Fennick's shows like Fat Pizza and Twist and Shift,
right.
he usually plays Fennick's character's cousin. Like in Swift and Shift Courier Season 1, he played Luigi.
But in Fat Pizza, I'm more familiar with Fat Pizza.
Fat
Yeah,
Pizza,
he
yeah.
played Fat
Usually
Pizza.
when Paulie says he talks about his cousin, he's got a huge muscly cousin. It's
Oh.
Sam Greco. Who
Okay.
Amazing.
plays the big muscly guy in the back. Spanish guy.
So here he is. Look at those tits. that
Yeah, I
he
was about
has.
to say. Jesus.
You wear a
Them
bra,
titties.
Sam Greco.
He needs one.
Is he a Greco-Roman wrestler? You guys know his name?
Kickboxer, I think.
Uh-huh.
he is.
Oh,
Ryan, I just understood the joke. That was good. That was very good. I'm sorry I didn't laugh.
I'm a
That was
good guy. Thank you. Love me.
When I listen back to the
Lovely.
episode, I might get, oh, here's the best gag.
no, Scooby.
Scoobus.
And I just love Melvin sits back down like, oh, that's
That's
disappointing.
Marvin. Please.
Oh, Marvin? I thought it was Melvin.
I thought it was Melvin.
That was Marvin. It said Marvin.
Oh.
No, it's Melvin.
It's
You're wrong, it's Melvin.
Okay,
And
we're
for
gonna
my
decide
own
this at the
sanity,
end.
at the end of the movie, Scooby's like, don't you mean Melvin?
I was once
That
was-
my Scooby.
I was once talking to someone about like Simpsons and like
Ooh, spooky.
the Simpsons has a character named Martin. I kept calling him Melvin, and the person was like, "What the hell?"
Wait. Oh, damn it. Let's see. Okay. She
Here's
had...
another joke that's going to go over the heads of the kids.
Yeah, it went over my head as a kid. Okay. On the back of her pants,
Yeah.
Yeah.
she had her phone clipped onto the back of her
Aw,
pants,
isn't
like
that-
at the waistline at the back.
Yeah.
She's
Adorable.
clipped on her little mobile phone. Why don't you just put it in your pocket? Like, it's gonna get lost if you run around
Her
with
mum
Shaggy.
probably put it on there because she's not wise in the ways of the world.
Oh, now this scene says a lot.
Ah.
Because here's something that some of you may ask. What's he in this film for? What
to
does
be
he...
the stock standard voodoo shaman.
He's supposed to be...
The wise man? I don't
No.
know. No, he's really stupid actually.
Just a jive guy.
No. Yeah, no. He's in it so that you have another suspect.
Ah, he nearly stabbed himself in the balls.
He wouldn't do that.
How high up are your balls, Luke?
I don't know, but here's a worry.
What a pussy. Just sacrifice a real chicken. Kids can handle it.
They keep using that insult, smart little girl.
Yeah, because that's what you call women. No.
The fact that you were done with that sentence is what made me laugh.
Yeah, I was thinking, is it going somewhere? No. Full stop.
What? There's nothing more to say. You smart little girl.
So we have to begin every episode with "Hello, smart little girls and gentlemen."
Yeah, hello, smart little girls and gentlemen. So when is this film set?
2002.
Is it?
2000.
Is it?
I don't know. I'm guessing.
Well, they have
I'm just
phones.
assuming.
What kind of mobile
They
phone?
have
was it?
mobile phones, right? But this is like a Thunderpants incident in which I thought that was set in the modern day, but then it's apparently not. This film is supposed to be set in the modern day, but they have a whole bunch of shit that makes it not the modern day, like cars and outfits of characters and just everything.
So the big
And
mystery.
then the second one is way more into the 70s aesthetic, but it's still supposed to be the modern day. So, like, what? When are they set?
It's
the
a real
Scooby
temporal
movies?
confusion. We should talk about this more.
Do they? Well, Sugar Ray's in it.
Oh, wow. Then it must be the 60s.
What? You know who Sugar Ray is?
Luke, do you know when you're being set up for a gag? Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ! I'm gonna
I
take.
can't believe this guy.
You're eating my fucking cookie? Give me back my cookie. Put that cookie down! Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
Shiza,
Here are
dude.
here are the monsters of
You're
the
being
film.
too real.
Oh, there's a monster. That's Luke's mother.
Ow!
What? Why'd you say that?
Yeah, that was mean. Please apologize.
Jesus, Ryan, we're trying to make people laugh. You're insulting our guests.
Yeah. How dare?
He just insulted me.
You don't go for his mother.
I gave it back.
Oh, I go for his mum, alright.
What?
Uh-huh.
You were eating, so I couldn't understand what you said.
I said I go for his mother, alright.
Meanwhile, Scooby is being chased by a fiend.
And somehow that kills everyone in that. Oh, and those guys are still happy.
Did they not see the giant purple demon thing?
Well, they were CGI, so...
So
They had the goggles on.
now all the characters have been introduced.
Oh, yeah, the whole cast, pretty much. Oh, except for one, but...
That guy. Yeah, woo!
Right,
it's him.
now they've all been introduced, yeah.
They actually think he's cool to dance around with.
Who's the hottest?
I swear to God, if you say Scooby-Doo...
Why did you... probably Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Scoob, is that your right answer?
Okay, what about you, Bartek? Who's the most attractive? And it's okay to say Shaggy's shag.
Shaggy's shag?
Shaggus.
You mean the shagster?
The Shags.
No, Shaggy's shag. I meant his like facial hair for those.
Well, I mean, he doesn't really compare to me, but...
No. So who's the most attractive? So oh my god, if you say Scooby Doo.
I mean, if I don't make a joke about, like, oh, yeah, definitely one of the guys, but there are only, like, 3 women to choose from, right? Unless you count Pamela Anderson, but...
You can.
I
You're
mean,
allowed.
you got Daphne, Velma, and Mary Jane
Yeah.
Watson.
Yes. Mary Jane Watson.
So?
I don't know, I mean... I really don't know, man.
Well, you didn't think this through.
Hong Kong
Come
Phooey,
on.
that's a reference to another Hanna-Barbera dog.
Come on, think it through. Who's the most attractive? Come on, Bartek, just your personal preference.
Right.
I don't know, man. I feel like I should watch the sequel first.
Oh, no.
Doesn't Velma get dressed up or something in that?
I don't know. I haven't seen the second one since I saw it in the cinema. So we'll find out next time. But come on, Bartek, just pick. You can say that it's Greco if you want.
Ryan, quiet. I like the color purple, so I feel like I'm gonna pick her by default. But
Oh,
I don't know, man.
That's cute.
You guys are all wrong. Did you know
You
that?
mean we're both wrong because there are 2 of us?
As in, everything you've said is wrong.
No.
Look,
All
I'm
of what you
saying
said.
I like Daphne's boots. Okay.
It's Fred's ascot, clearly, guys.
And here
No,
it is in all its glory.
The hottest one is clearly Velma.
Dad Ascot.
That's what I'm saying. I think the sequel would do her more justice.
No, did you not see her in this movie?
Oh yeah, you see her cleavage at one point.
You see her cleavage, but I made a big argument. It's not just that Velma has an amazing rack, might I add. And as a kid, I recognized that too. I did. I was like, hey, Velma's got a good set of breasts. But, yeah, that's exactly what Lil Ryan said. He's like, oh, yeah, these two have an interaction going on somewhere. But you see her later on without her glasses and her hair is tousled out of the hairstyle of Velma. And you're like, this woman's a very, very attractive woman. Why is Sarah Michelle Gellar the attractive one? Because I'm looking at Sarah Michelle Gellar and I just have the thing. And I've got another movie of hers where she's actually made up to be really sexy.
Yeah.
And
the
I just
second
look at
one.
her and I go, look, she's cool in the same way that Lucy Lawless is cool, which is they're women that you know that can kick your ass.
Yeah.
And that's the attractive. I don't think like Sarah Michelle Gellar doesn't have amazing breasts or anything. She's just very slender and
It's all in the eye of the beholder, isn't it?
yeah, but in comparison to like Velma, come on, Luke. Get it together. Bartek's gone silent because he's just like, hey, I
He's
said Fred.
concentrating.
Dude, I'm just saying, in the cartoons, Velma was, whoo, yeah.
Let's be honest, Sam Greco's titties are
I've
the best
seen
of this
some
whole
of the
film.
new cartoons and they've actually made Velma sexier. Like you see her in nightgowns and
What?
shit in like 90s.
That's weird.
One of my favorite jokes
Damn.
on the new Scooby-Doo is like you see Fred and he's driving and they're in a pier, and they're just like, so Fred, how old are you? And he's like, 42. And they're like, what? And he's like, 43, 44, 45. Pier 45, here we are.
Oh,
just like, you asshole, Fred. And it's like the best joke out
That
of
was
all of
some
the Scooby-Doo.
Demon baby. arse
Apparently,
on
as the
screen.
series went on, like, he was always kind of like the generic cast member, but like he developed more of a personality as it went on and with this movie. Apparently, later on, he was more obsessed with creating traps.
Yeah. He looks at traps like porn. Like he has them under his bed, like trap books, like
Yeah.
magazines for
He
traps.
flips through them at night, but no
and
one's
he's
looking.
no, you see him in bed. He's flipping through them. He's like, oh yeah, and then you just see it's like a trap.
I'm laughing because of the double meaning of crap on the internet.
Oh, yuck.
dear.
Oh, no, that was funny. I
Boom,
always thought
headshot.
as a kid that was one of my funniest scenes in which she's like, oh yeah, and then just like it's fucking pulverized because I really wanted
Well,
her to
speaking of funny scenes,
Oh,
we're not
dear.
up to the Shaggy and Scooby face off.
die.
That's
I know
coming.
what
That's
scene
coming.
You're talking
Yeah.
about.
That's
Yeah.
coming later in this sequence,
The
so it's not
signature
too
Is
far.
scene.
it?
the movie.
Is it?
Oh
Yeah.
no, the sausages.
Oh no! Oh, here's what I want to know. Why didn't they use this technology later in the
Ew.
movie to trap them? Like, if they have living food technology with
They
Well, I
mouths-
mean,
revolutionized.
It's they
the
say that
industry.
it's made of plastic, so it's not that strong.
It looks pretty real.
I mean, I thought it was real. So there's
No,
apparently,
well, the sausages are plastic. We
Yeah.
know that.
so apparently there's a Scooby Doo ride at Dream World or
I hope
Movie
it's
World,
on
Movie
or
World.
something.
I've been on it.
A world.
Is
of
it any
some kind.
good?
To be fair, I was on it when I was like 10 years old, and I remember it being pretty good.
Was Fred there?
I don't know if any of the. I remember in the line there was like a video playing of, like behind the scenes, like, interviewing of the cast members and all that.
And they all like Jinkies.
Well, that's Velma's catchphrase. So
So Fred was saying it.
I remember this Scooby Doo was one of the many franchises that had like a spin-off show where there were kids. It was called A Pup Named Scooby Doo.
Ah, brilliant.
And it was one of the good ones because it like much like this movie, it parodied a lot of elements of Scooby Doo. And every episode that I remember watching, every time Velma would say the word Jinkies for the first time, they would find some way to acknowledge it. Like once she's like Jinkies, then it cut to a news report, and the news reporter was like, "In other news, Velma has said Jinkies," and stuff like that. And that was the one that always stuck out in my mind.
See, what makes this film an unappreciated masterpiece is not only as its own piece of material on its own merits, separated from how it does homage and link to the Scooby-Doo universe, it is an entertaining thrill ride. But what I really enjoyed about it now, having grown up, and now that this film has inspired Scooby-Doo in a different way, that it's helped introduce Scooby-Doo into the modern day context, it has really made me appreciate Scooby-Doo as a whole more, because now, after watching it, and even preparing to watch it, I'm thinking about all of these great Scooby-Doo moments that I may not necessarily be thinking about. That's what makes this film particularly great. It elevates its source material while at the same time being able to be a standalone piece of art.
Until they make the sequel, anyway.
Well, no. Yeah, until they made a sequel, which means it's its own... No, have you not seen the sequel?
Well,
No, I have seen the
to be
sequel.
fair, none
The
of,
sequel is not... Like, other than the cast... The sequel does not relate to this film in any way.
Yeah,
it doesn't
it's like it
connect.
never happened, right?
So
I
they're two separate pieces of art.
Yeah, could I just say, I think it was mentioned in the cast commentary that Sarah Michelle Gellar really didn't like the place where they filmed this.
Oh yeah,
Like,
Queensland.
and, like, it was part of
I
her-
hate Queensland.
It was part of her contract that she didn't want to go back to this island or something, so I don't know if that has anything
I
to do with it.
hate Queensland too, Sarah. So it's okay. Now this is how we all react. Now,
These are Australians
now
doing American
Luke is a
accents.
sorry bro, and Bartek's the I'll crush your bones into dust guy, and I'm the guy with the piano.
You would be the guy at the piano.
I
I
don't
thought
know.
the
how
other
to-
guy was the guy.
The
at the
only
piano.
song I know how to play on the piano is the theme from The Thing, which is
Fred's
dun,
trying to
dun,
learn.
dun,
Dun,
dun.
dun. No, it's
Wait,
dun, dun.
guys. Sorry, bro. No big whoop dog.
Did
Yo,
you catch that new vid on the box?
true dad. I'm all up in
The
snizz
snizzer
no.
phone, popular trend.
Word.
Oh, God. That is the space of a serial
They took
killer.
like inhuman people who don't want to like imitate how humans talk.
What do you mean? This is the Papa Smurf figure.
Yeah, but, you know, the guy.
I know. I was
One
foreshadowing.
hairs.
Jesus,
no.
Oh,
He's
Bartek, no shadow.
he's
clear your throat, man.
what? Calm down, Bartek. Here's what they're trying to say. Okay. They're trying to say that in the end, are we not men?
Are we human or are,
Are we
dancer?
human or are we demons from hell? Also, is that explained? Are they actually from hell,
I think
or
they're from
where are
another
they?
dimension or something.
But they own this land, and then he came along and drove
maybe
them
he
off of it.
found
So
it in some.
Is
Wait.
it explained when Velma interprets this thing?
nope. No,
Yeah.
wait. Nope. It does say that Daphne goes on the net to search
The net.
cults.
Ah, the net.
She's like, I'm gonna go on the net to search cults.
Like a fishing
Oh,
net?
that could have gone badly.
Oh, her butt hit that thing hard, and now she's really upset about that. And she's like,
Yeah.
"Damn it!"
It's a vengeance
Oh,
quest.
so
now.
here's
here we
the
go.
classic scene. It's right
Everyone
up there.
strap yourselves in.
I'm strapped in. I mean, really, I've got a seatbelt and everything on this chair. We're watching this in my car, believe it or not. We're driving to Queensland right now to go on this ride.
None of us have a license.
I don't need a license.
No, right now everyone knows that.
You don't need a license where we're gonna go. Queensland. The land
Every
Is that
Yeah,
our
we
version
from
of Back to the
Queensland.
Futures, where we're going, we don't need roads, like, we don't need a license where we're going. I like how the subtitles don't point out that they're, like, making these noises.
Yeah, if we
Are you
hadn't watched
sure?
this, we wouldn't know.
Because you're in trouble, boy.
Like without, like, the subtitles is like, oh, they're doing, like, poses.
They're
Yeah,
they're,
Hose battle.
they're
I think
dancing.
this one's
I
better.
love what I love is she just stays there and doesn't say anything.
Yeah, for how long?
ages and ages. It's-
Someone's got a fetish.
I was actually gonna say I think Velma is really into tasting shit in her mouth.
Well, later on she does. What about Daphne?
Oh, sorry, Daphne.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I meant
get it
Daphne,
right.
not Velma.
Velma does sort of get farted on.
Velma, Daphne have a thing going on.
Yeah.
Do you
definitely.
know that in the
Yeah.
original?
I
Okay.
remember at the time Velma was levitating and she said something to the effect of, "You're enjoying this because you get to stare at my dress."
Yeah, sure.
No,
I
it
know
did
that
happen.
too. I like how he has different outfits. Like,
Sam Greco?
yeah, Sam Greco. He has like a white one and a black one and a red one. No, what I was gonna say was James Gunn, writer of Guardians of the Galaxy. Let's not forget, and of course cinematic classic Slither.
Wait a second, did he write Guardians of the
Oh, he
Galaxy?
wrote Slither.
I think he wrote. I think he helped write Guardians of the Galaxy.
Was that not a Whedon thing?
No,
We
just
don't.
Joss Whedon only did the Avengers. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
My mistake.
He's quit the
Either
Marvel
way.
thing anyway.
Fuck it. I'm saying that James Gunn did it. Now, James Gunn has actually stated that, someone tweeted him and asked, "So, James, Velma and Daphne, tell us the real story." And he's like, "Look, originally they were, I wouldn't say romantic, but definitely gay."
You can have one, but not the other.
Like, I love that. He's like, "I wouldn't say they were romantic, but they were definitely gay." Like, oh yeah, definitely gay.
I like how
Oh,
they're
yes.
leaving this thing laughing like they just had the time of their lives when they just discovered all this weird stuff.
The time of my life.
And I owe it all to dancing.
So here he is.
Yo,
Rowan,
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 mononuclear.
and he's like, "Yeah, sure."
It's a running gag that he can't pronounce it.
It's a running gag that he just doesn't care either. Like, yeah, I like, the three suspects. Now, Luke,
Yes.
if you were a detective,
Yeah.
would you tell one of the suspects that they were suspects?
Only if I
This
was legally
early-
obliged, and let's face it, they're not.
If you were a police officer and you had like other policemen with you, I feel like then you would do it. But
Yeah, a private
because you'd,
investigator
you'd probably have to arrest them like formally, right?
Yeah, but it's
Just
not
to,
like.
Well, you can let people know they're a suspect. I think I
Yeah.
don't know if they have.
Like I mean, these
Pretty
guys
sure
are
they do.
just young people that don't really have authority. So
Yeah,
I
they-
wouldn't if I were them.
They're autonomous.
How many detectives get to investigate the stuff they get to investigate? Like, hey, Bartek,
How many
you've watched
detectives have a
Scooby-Doo.
CGI dog.
Yeah?
Yeah, the show.
Is there ever a storyline where there's another group of detectives? Like, is there ever anyone that they're in competition with, or is there any other kind of group of people or peoples that do the same job as they do? Because it always seems to me, and I'm not a Scooby-Doo expert, but it always seems to me that they're just the only ones. Like, the police force is
I-
nothing.
The piano.
Maybe in the new, I haven't seen as much recently, but I think in the older ones, not really. No, there was an episode where Johnny Bravo joined them.
Brilliant. Did he help them a lot?
Yeah, Velma had a crush on him.
I have a crush on Velma, so it's alright.
I have a crush on Johnny Bravo, but Velma on Velma.
So this is the scene we were talking about before.
Yeah.
She's looking in the descriptions. We don't know how she knows them. She's just Velma, okay?
Yeah,
so
she
get
knows
over
things.
it.
she has a smart.
She is very
She's
smart. Much brain.
She has a
She's
smart.
smart with a face, and this
Nice
is
sweater.
yeah.
Oh,
I
wow.
wrote that. I wrote that in my notes. Like the guy just was really complimenting.
That's
her
really
sweater.
over.
In the cast commentary, one of them said that was the best line in the movie.
Nice sweater. But just before we go to this flashback, that's this scene that we just saw is that guy playing the piano. Still don't know why. It
Yeah.
makes no sense.
Maybe
But
he's
Likes-
listening
He
in.
needs a hobby when he's
look
not.
how young they are and how they haven't changed, except for Shaggy's hair is way neater in the past.
And they're smiling.
Wait, and
happy.
I'm pretty sure Fred's hair is just like how it was at the beginning,
Fulls
like
filler.
long
Oh,
and
God.
whatever. He's like, yeah, I'm Fred. Like I
Is
don't
he
give.
driving the car?
Yeah, he's driving
One hand, I think.
because he's Fred.
Look, Ma,
Um,
no right hand.
But everyone
There you go.
has
There we go,
one
yeah.
nut. Scrappy Dappy Doo! So is anyone a fan of Scrappy?
No.
There are some people that are, but
They're the same.
They're far few in between.
In fact,
They're the same people who I hate. I hate you Scrappy fans.
the trope of a character who's universally despised is now known as the Scrappy because of this one.
yeah, that's
Really?
On,
Yeah.
that's on
Ah.
TV tropes, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's
You
not
can
the
look that up.
Norbit? No.
Like on the page, they're like Scrappy is like the trope namer, but like put it under your mileage may vary. I know it sounds weird, but just do it.
Yeah.
Oh, so Scrappy is...
So what?
Oh, they said scrote. That's
Yes.
rude.
Yeah, because
Yes.
Scrappy's the only one who's allowed to swear and be gross.
Although to be
and
fair,
crude.
Fred does say biatch later.
Yeah, but that's not a real word.
I
Wow,
think
what
the
a choice.
subtitles writes it as bitch. I can't remember.
No, they write it as B-E-O-T...
biatch is
hates.
B-I-A-T-C.
No, but he says it biatch, like not biatch.
How drunk is she
He-
by this point?
Biatch. So he's pronouncing it like B-O-H.
So hold on, she just said he wasn't a puppy. He had a glandular disorder.
Yeah,
I don't know how.
What's that about?
I don't know how dogs
They never
work.
bring it up again. Do they?
No, I just don't.
I love that. You're talking, like, and all I hear in the background is, I just don't know how dogs work.
No, I said they don't bring it up
No, no, no.
again.
No, I say.
Oh.
Bartek's just like, I like how innocently
I
you
thought-
say, it's like, I
No,
just
I
don't know how
thought a
dogs
puppy
work.
was just like a young dog. Isn't that what a puppy
Yeah,
is?
but he's
yes.
not a puppy. He's got a glandular disorder, which
Yeah,
means
plenty
he's
of bends.
small. So he's got a disorder that makes Scrappy Doo little instead of big, because Scrappy Doo's the same kind of dog as Scooby Doo. So he's supposed to be big.
Dramatic irony and three.
But
Scooby's
he's
a great
one.
Dane, right?
Yeah, Scooby Doo's a great Dane, but Scrappy apparently has a glandular
Oh, okay.
disorder, which makes him little, so he doesn't grow any bigger. So that's part of his complex. Like a part of his thing is that's that thing about villains, isn't it? Like, you know,
Yeah.
they're the little, you know, if they're little and all that, there's always that bitterness about that as well, you know.
Small.
blah,
Oh,
blah, blah.
and
Hateful.
for those watching that,
Oh.
it's not established in this movie, but Scrappy is
You really need
Scooby's
to get-
nephew.
Yeah,
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Not his... Oh,
Scrappy's Scooby's nephew,
what is his brother?
and he's just... Oh, it upsets me that this movie
helpful
just is
monster.
like, oh, Scrappy's the asshole, not the people who left Scooby Doo's orphaned nephew in the fucking desert to die. No. I like how Velma's just like, yeah, great mask, and just proceeds to pull it off, and then
Because
she's like,
This is why they're getting their asses
Yeah,
kicked. They're
that's
not
a-
used to fighting monsters.
That's another thing. It's in the show. It's always a guy in a costume or using some trick, except for like some of the spin-off shows. But in this movie, it's like no. Now you're fighting for real.
yeah, and they're like, oh boy,
Welcome to the big
like
leagues.
Fred does actually have a statement. It was like, we don't fight monsters, we fight people in masks.
Dude, Led Zeppelin just got caught.
Oh,
He doesn't have a name, so I'm giving him one.
His
much for
name
that
is
Hammer of the
Velma's
Gods.
friend. Oh, there goes Riff Raff. Jeez.
yeah, that's good. Yeah, right. He does look like him. I suppose you'd better
Oh, she gave
come
him the
inside.
tongue.
Yeah. I like how Velma actually, not Velma, Daphne. I always get him.
Stand
confused.
back, evil
Daphne
villain.
just kicks fucking ass in
Yeah.
this movie, but then always gets captured. Also, that demon thing is freaking fingering Rowan Atkinson's butthole. Just like, where is his finger up?
Charming image.
Well, as we know,
not
as we know from later in the
not
movie,
as charming as Rowan Atkinson
He
in
just
his
said
Dark
the-
Alleyway.
he just said the
Joking
big
it off.
line.
Cutting hair and coming into dumpsters.
Scooby Doo, where are you? Now here's the thing.
school, let's get out of
That's
here.
a great hiding place, Scooby. Why are you ruining it?
Yeah, fuck. You were doing so great, and now...
Has he not played Metal Gear
ruined it.
Solid?
Yeah.
Really not.
Grammy's suitcase. Uh-oh. And now Scooby fights the demon monster. And is the demon monster supposed to be like a rabbit? Now, when I get into one-on-one combat modes with
going
demons, I'd give them a manicure and then ruin their nails.
Look at it. He can dissolve and escape.
Yeah, Scooby escapes a lot in the movie because that's what Scooby
A
does.
sandwich.
That's what Scooby do.
Ah, good one.
This
Like
joke
it.
is brought to you by
Spit and polish.
Hungry Jacks.
Why?
Well, I mean, I'm trying to tempt them into sponsoring
You should have
us.
said just said Nike, and then you're like, "This is brought to you by Nike." Just Scooby Doo it. Thank you, Shia
Nah.
LaBeouf.
Nah, Nike.
Shia
You're
LaBeouf.
too
Could you imagine if Shaggy was played by Shia LaBeouf?
Like today or back then?
Both.
Oh.
So you could have the original setting, like when it was 2 years ago,
Yeah.
him back then, but then
Like whole mirror shot, and now
2
then
years
today.
later, and it's like, wow, Shaggy's let
really-
himself go.
You
I
really
think-
aged. What
I
happened, man?
I think there's a flashback in the second movie to where they were kids. Maybe they should have had Shield buff there.
Yeah.
Oh my lord,
I
the
would
demons.
pay for that.
Here's what I don't get is, by morning, this is all completely repaired.
They work.
I like to imagine, because it's not brought up again, the Coast Guard had something to do with it.
But
No,
the Coast
do
Guards
they?
just do
I'm pretty sure
nothing.
yeah, they're just lazy. I don't think they're.
No,
evil.
they're evil.
Are you sure?
Okay, wait,
they're
Bartek. Luke, we're gonna watch that scene, and I want you both, get ready, prepare your statements. I want you to both argue after watching that scene, your statement, which is, Luke, they're not evil, they're lazy, and you, they're vague. Because I'm not even
They're
getting...
vague.
vague.
Okay.
They're vague on what they are supposed to be.
Oh.
But I want you to watch that scene when it comes up intently, and I will listen to both your pleas of they're not evil
All right.
and they are vague.
You're going down, Bartek.
Because you guys are not going to win, but I want to just see how you did not pay attention to that moment.
Are you freaking gonna PC Master Race? I was like, no, this is how it goes.
A real fan would know.
Is it? This
Yeah,
is the
this
scene.
is the scene. Okay.
Okay, here we
This
go.
is it, guys. Yeah, I'm very happy with this. This is it. Yeah.
Ghost Guy Fitzgibbon.
I like, on Spooky Island, our friends. We get it. You got a tiny face.
Hey, she's smart. She didn't say monsters.
I thought this was a guy from Homeland.
Oh my god. I thought that was a guy from
Okay,
Homeland.
so
Okay.
look at this.
Oh, that's glamorous.
They have
Yeah.
an evil laugh.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, Luke,
Right, and that's the scene.
Luke, tell me how they're good. And
Wait, is he arguing that they're good or evil?
no, Luke argued that they're good but lazy,
Yeah.
and you're arguing
I'm
that they're
stand by my
vague.
statement.
Go on.
Well, they're lazy.
That's not an argument.
Oh, but it is.
Tell
Look,
me
I-
how they're not evil.
Look, I think we're both.
I
coming
think
from...
they're very bored and trying to be evil, but they're
What?
lazy also.
What's this movie you're watching?
It's called The Graduate.
Look, the whole thing is
Y'all read the ball.
they call them and like they're acting all evil, but for one thing, they're not acting like the possessed people, and they never come back.
But they are acting like the
Yeah, do
possessed
they ever
people.
come
No, because they laugh. They have emotions.
Yeah.
No, but these guys do that too. They've
Well,
got
they're
emotions.
faking. They're
Yeah.
faking for them. They're not faking for anyone. They were alone in that room.
Yeah, but the demons do have emotions.
Yeah, they just speak like, not zombies, but like they
We're
speak
about to
serious,
find out.
angry. Like when Fred is like, get the dog and stuff like that.
Yeah, but they
That's
do have
right.
emotions,
That
the
was creepy about
demons.
that.
They do.
Demons are
Not to
people
the
too.
extent that they have an
Yeah.
evil laugh and then they have a comic moment where like, no, we're going to stop laughing now.
We
They never come back. They never
Oh,
do
God.
anything.
Yeah,
These
but
extras
these
have to
guys,
dance
for
like
instance, the Sugar Rays,
Yes.
they also have a bit of a I'm
Yeah.
evil, but I've got emotions too. Like he's doing the look at me, I'm trying to hit on you with my green eyes.
But he's faking.
There. No, they still have emotions though. Like they talk to each other with looks just now after she leaves. Like, look, he gives them this look like,
But is the
what the
emo-
fuck? And then look at that. That's emotions.
Is the
because
emotion
of it.
genuine, or is it just to blend in as humans?
It's a genuine thing because no one's noticing.
Oh, you're right, biatch.
Biatch.
Later
Yeah.
on.
And
Look, all I'm saying is the Coast Guard never
What
comes
up,
back,
dog?
never mentioned again.
they come back at the end.
Oh, good.
No, well, police, or like people arresting people.
The Coast Guard are there.
Those specific
Liz
two?
on Earth.
I don't know if they're specific, but they are Coast Guards at the end that are there at the end. Because it's like, oh, I guess after everything's been done, the Coast Guards actually come to the rescue after everything's done. Here's what I don't get is the green breath. What's it supposed to do? Is it supposed to...
Incapacitate.
But it never works
It
unless
did
the
last
plot
night.
demands it.
Oh. Yeah. Maybe Shaggy's... He's done too many bong hits and he's immune.
Yeah, I like the idea that Shaggy's done too many bongs, so he's immune. It's like Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah, right?
He's done too many. He's done too much strong pot, so he's immune
Cannot
to like
hurt me.
poisonous gases and knockout gas and shit. Like he's just like immune.
Is this meant to be like Here's Johnny?
No.
Here's Freddy?
It's just meant to be any other
Oh, wow.
home invasion.
Oh, shit.
Um,
Sugar Ray are coming to beat us up.
I've always been worried about Sugar Ray.
Why?
I've always
Because
thought they
every
would.
morning there's a halo hanging from the corner of the girlfriend's
Do you know
four-post
what
bed.
band they originally wanted?
What?
Weezer. And Weezer said
But
no.
there's a song called Island in the Sun. It'd be perfect.
It would have been. That's probably why they asked them. So,
Quad bike.
Luke
Yeah.
Bartek, you know who was originally going to play Mr. Monolucas or whatever it was?
Mondavarius?
Yeah.
What was it?
Rowan. Mondavarius.
Yeah. Which British actor do you want to have a guess at?
Tom Hardy.
No, he wasn't a thing then.
just want to say
what
Tom
about
Hardy.
Christopher Lee?
You're going in the right ballpark.
Ian McKellen?
That was
No.
my second guess. Okay.
No. I'll give you it. See, I say he's going in the right ballpark with Christopher Lee because it's a character actor that's British that does ghoulish kind of things.
Yeah.
Tim Curry.
Yeah. Like, he did sort of play a villain in Home Alone too. So.
I do like curry.
And I like Tim's.
I like Tim. I like Curry.
Right.
I like everything.
So,
Well, you gotta
Tim
like Tim
Curry
Curry.
was going to be Rowan Atkinson.
Oh, this is the part. Yeah.
Oh, that scares me as a kid.
Oh, this scared the
Like, oh my
shit out
god,
of
Isla Fisher, you're terrifying. Now you got a big face, now you got a little face.
And remember, Sacha Baron Cohen married her.
me.
yeah,
he
but
did
he's
that
an attractive
on
man,
purpose.
so it's okay.
I do agree.
So, what I was going to say was Tim Curry originally was going to be in it because he's a big fan of Scooby-Doo. Like, he's a die-hard fan of Scooby-Doo.
That's right. I
But
remember reading
he
that.
declined to do it because Scrappy-Doo was
Yeah.
in the movie and he does not want to be in anything associated with Scrappy-Doo because he hates that character so
Yeah.
much.
That's right. I did read that.
So that's
That's
like the
tough.
best trivia. Why doesn't Scooby just talk to him normally? Like,
Yeah.
Shaggy, you're whipped?
Why would he
Why
say
are you
that?
saying this? It doesn't
This
make
is
any
not
sense.
Helping your cause.
Oh yeah, your mum eats cat poop. No, your mum
now,
eats cat poop.
Ad
Now
hominem
Luke,
is
we talked about your mum
dividing them.
before, but little does Luke know his mum eats cat poop. Isn't that right?
I have no strong feelings one way or the other.
It's because Luke eats cat
Why
poop.
the hell do you keep making jokes about his mum?
Fine, I'll make jokes about your mum.
Yeah.
How is her cat
I
poop
mean,
diet
that's
going?
awful.
Why are you making jokes about mums?
Because
Ryan has
somebody's
deep-seated mommy issues.
somebody's got to care about your mums.
No,
They're off at home alone right now.
Ryan, have anyone ever told you that you are really funny?
No.
Well, I think you should know that you're very funny.
Thanks,
Hey, is the
Isla
scene with
Fisher.
the,
You'll know
soul pit
Isla
coming
Fisher,
up?
but yeah. What?
Isla Fisher disappears from this movie till the very end.
Really? Oh.
Like, you don't see her again.
Until the climax,
Till
though.
Why
the
doesn't she
climax.
sound the alarm? Because she is a demon. And
It's-
she knows that they're in
She could just do, like, the Invasion of the Body Snatchers where she just
Oh,
points and goes, Rah!
Ah!
Could you do that again, Luke?
Ah! Ah!
Dude, we're making comedy history.
Yeah.
We did a
just
fist bump.
bumped.
They are indeed fist bumped.
That's the soul pit. I like this.
Here's what I don't get is, why doesn't he just free all the souls?
Because he's
Right
a-
now.
Because he's looking for his friends.
Don't they? Do they do that by accident in the end?
At
or
the
is it
end, like,
by
Paul
design?
Fedek's cousin gets hit.
That's right. When they could have just solved everything like
So
now.
there's actually a bit here. He was just lifting up one head. He's like, "Thanks, dude, you saved my life." And he's just like, "Oh, sorry, I'm looking for my best friends." And the guy's
Yeah.
like, "Why?" And he puts it back. It's
I
like,
thought-
that's
We
a
didn't-
good question.
We got
didn't-
into this business to help.
We
people,
didn't
Shaggy.
we didn't mention this earlier, but Shaggy was fine with letting Fred and Velma get eaten.
Ew. heads.
No, he was really upset about Velma. Like, he's like, "Velma, hey."
I'm talking about earlier when they got kidnapped at the night.
Oh no, he just had to run, man. Cause
But he's like, let them get eaten, let's escape. That's what he said.
yeah, well,
Is
screw
that
them.
like
They're
water
weak.
or is it like soul?
It's semen. Get
So,
it right.
so I haven't seen the movie in
Aw, she's
ages,
so
but
cute.
wasn't this kind of thing in Hercules?
Protoplasm.
Which Hercules?
The Disney one. Wasn't there like a vat with a bunch of souls in it?
No, I think it was just the underworld was like that.
Oh,
so
here's your
here
waifu.
she is.
Here's your waifu, Ryan.
She's pretty banging in this scene, especially with the thing coming out of her chest.
Goodbye.
I like
Come
how.
on, it's daytime, so it kills
See,
you.
look, she looks pretty attractive without the whole Velma thing
Yeah.
as much. If there's a diehard group of fans out there that know I'm correct that Velma's clearly the most
I'm sure
attractive
they'll
out of
reach
all
out
of
to
them.
us very soon.
No, they'll reach out with their right hands.
I disagree. I think Daphne's boots are still the most attractive.
And here's Daphne. No, it's Fred. Sorry,
Why do you
Fred.
listen to me?
I like how Fred doesn't look like Fred. Like,
Talk me down.
looks like
me
He's
down.
on a bad trip.
He looks like a child.
Oh, you said friggin'. That's not.
Protoplasmic head. I know. I like how it's probably the most emotional delivery in the film. But I know.
Wow,
But
the
I'm still the
vanity.
most looking protoplasmic
I'm the
head.
best head in the business.
Yeah, he does give good
How do you
head.
drive this? It's him. How do you drive you?
I do like that these spirits have like the wispy part you can hold on to.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I think it's cool. Oh no, he didn't get in time.
Oh shit.
How does it work? Like, can
Yeah,
you not just
why-
float through things? I'm like, thank you so much, man. Sorry, I'm looking for my friends.
Are you kidding me?
Why?
You could have helped them.
You're supposed. He says later on, Shaggy. He's like, but we're supposed to be heroes. Well, evidently not. You selfish prick.
Well, what's that guy gonna do? He's gonna like kind of like, hey guys, look at me. And plus, the guy might be in darkness, so he might
He
get eaten by the
should
monster.
free them all.
But not all of them are in the sunlight, so it's technically a good thing that he kind of.
No, it's better if he frees them all.
It's better than it's daytime.
No, but
than
that's
nighttime, which is
blind.
when
That's
the,
blind, Ryan.
I don't know.
Wrong. You should just kick open the vat. But at the end, they kick open the vat, and not all of them are in sunlight. So your argument is false.
Get her.
But look, they're all inside.
Now this is the fight that we wanted to see. Screw Batman v Superman. Daphne
We were
versus
cheated.
Velma. We've wanted this for years.
Alas.
How
Velma
come it
versus-
takes Daphne a lot longer to transform out than
I-
it did
Because
Velma?
it's the wrong
Maybe she's
spirit.
not as
Maybe, I don't
smart
know.
as Velma, so.
Like, spoiler,
Uh,
this is the wrong spirit, but I don't know if that has
Yeah,
anything to do
spoiler,
good
it's
line.
Tim Curry.
Take
We
that,
do-
Tim.
Oh no, I like how
Hello, I'm in Daphne's body.
what was that?
That was
that
that was
Bane?
my
Or
Orson
Sean
Welles
Connery?
Jr.
Oh.
That was his Tim Curry.
I don't know, like he was in Rocky Horror. That was like the only thing I remember.
He was Nigel Thornberry in The Wild Thornberries.
Oh, he
I'm
was
not that.
too.
What's SPF 1,000,000?
SPF, that's like sunscreeny stuff?
Yeah,
Something?
It's
to do with
because-
sunscreen?
because the plot of this movie, if you could call it that,
Special Persian.
is the
force.
idea that demons take your soul out and wear you as a suit to protect them against
Ah.
sun.
Oh dear, you're right.
So what's it like being in a man's body?
I like
Body.
automatically Fred does what we would all do as people, which is just look. Yep. And I like she plays Fred perfectly. Like I believe that it's Fred.
God, look at the head thingy movement.
Apparently, they were kind of making fun of themselves when they were playing each other, the actors.
Yeah.
You don't say. I liked the best joke in the whole entire film is when Shaggy goes inside Daphne's body. Do you remember what he says?
Yeah. Something.
Daphne or Velma, because you keep making this mistake.
Daphne.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember.
yeah.
I stole this. I hope it helps. I should use that line more often.
So yeah, now this is a sequence where they all swap bodies, where the actors get to show their talents about how they're like, I'm me again. Yippee for you. He does a good Velma.
I really like
She does not-
Shaggy's Fred.
He's really authoritative.
But I like how the worst one is actually Velma as Shaggy. I just don't believe it.
I really don't.
Like
This is incredible.
But Shaggy and Daphne, she knows how to play all of these characters really well. Like I'm Fred again. No. That's the best joke in the whole film. It's just, what's wrong? Don't you ever eat? Just the idea that yes, indeed,
I
to
know
be an
that-
attractive woman, Daphne probably would have some kind of eating disorder.
Ugh.
Like, I know that they're
I
doing.
know, right? Feminism 101.
I know
It's the
that.
voodoo guy again.
I know that in that scene that they were
He's
doing.
really shit at his job.
Shut the fuck up and let me speak.
Sorry, that was really loud.
Go
Never
ahead,
mind.
Bartek.
Let's just watch the movie.
So there's Velma looking banging as usual. What were you gonna say,
Still trying to
Bartek?
do his
I was
voodoo.
just gonna say that I know that they're doing like rules of three, but I kind of wanted them to like keep going with it because it was funny.
It was
That's
funny.
it. That's all I wanted to say.
Jesus, Luke.
Darkopolis.
Yeah, remember
Dark-
at the
yeah,
beginning he
Dark-
was like, "You can join
yeah.
us for the Spookocalypse." like
Spookocalypse.
Spookocalypse, Metalocalypse. Here's the thing I don't understand: this voodoo guy doesn't explain anything other than like what the plan is. Why don't they just kill him? Why haven't they actually know? Like what I mean is
Yeah.
the villains.
Yeah,
Why
why
haven't they
they
just?
Just kill the voodoo guy. Like
Maybe
what?
he's got tenure and they don't want
No,
to deal with the legal
Because he's the
issues.
only guy that can't be like taken. Why don't they just get freaking Scrappy Doo to walk over in his Robo Rowan Atkins suit?
Yeah.
Spoiler
and-
alert.
And
Choke him
punch
out.
him in his dick. Like
That
I
will kill a
don't
voodoo man.
understand. And oh yeah, that's right. Scooby Doo's in the
How did
Scooby Doo
how did
movie.
he
I kind
end
of
up
forgot.
in there?
Yeah, they
He
just
fell
revealed.
down the hole. Remember?
They just revealed that he's a very important character.
Yeah, believe it or not, he is the most innocent soul. Not Isla
The pure,
Fisher.
pure.
Isla Fisher does not have a pure soul because
Yo.
she's a fucking skank, I guess. Blowing people for freaking Happy Meals. Giving out gobbies for Macca's, probably. What? This was filmed in Queensland. I like how his hair has got eviler.
Scoobert, which is not his actual name.
They've said that his name is Scoobert a few
Really?
times.
What's Shaggy's last name again?
Rogers.
Shaggy Rogers.
Yeah. Shaggy Rogers.
His real name is Norville.
Oh, maybe one.
So, I like he's got the business suit with thongs look. Rowan Atkinson
Yeah,
does.
I like this look. I don't know what it is. But
It's a pimp look, I will say.
This is actually in the commentary. They called him a pimp in this scene.
Was it this scene?
Yeah,
Are
I
you-
believe it was this exact scene.
Really?
Like, he looks so pimp in this scene.
He does. I believe. Rowan Atkinson is a very articulated man. Every line he says is precise and articulate, like nasty girl.
Because he has a stammering problem. That's why he.
Really?
Yeah,
really? Huh.
yeah.
There you go.
So he articulates everything to make it all,
Makes
coherent.
sense.
So, like Samuel L. Jackson.
Does Samuel L. Jackson have stuttering problems?
Yes, he does. That's when people say to me that they're annoyed. No. He doesn't have a stuttering problem. He has a lisp.
Oh, this.
Samuel Jackson. That's why I get annoyed when people like him in
Did you see Kingsman?
Kingsman.
Yeah.
People say, "Oh, I thought Samuel L. Jackson's lisp was a bit too much." It's like that's
his
his
real
actual
voice.
lisp. Like he has a lisp. This nodding scene went on for way too long.
Mondo Raja. That's the best one.
So Luke.
Alright.
Were you a Scooby Doo kid?
Oh, absolutely.
Why?
Because,
Wasn't anything else on?
amidst the various cartoons one would watch on Cartoon Network, Scooby Doo was one of them.
So you both had Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't rich like you guys. I just had ABC.
Man, I
and-
can't help it. My family had standards.
Oh, Luke's family has a maid.
Here we go.
Here we go.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Hey, I on purposely have tried not to mention that Luke is an incredibly
Oh,
privileged little white
bullshit.
boy with so much money behind him that he
I'm
doesn't
very
actually
aware
know.
of it.
But you had to bring up standards, Mr.
Yeah,
Dickhead.
I
So
did.
yeah, you know what Luke has? A maid. Oh, here's a funny story. True story. Bartek, hold your seat. 'cause
Not
this
that
is
we're
good.
getting off the topic or anything.
No, there is no. This movie doesn't have a topic. True
I thought
story.
It was the greatest movie.
Luke was here watching Band Slam with us, and Luke was
Us
really
not being me, though.
no, not with you, but with us, as in the royal us, meaning me
Ryan and his housemates. That's what
and
he
my
means.
family. No, we were watching Band Slam, and Luke was really proud because you're 23, right?
22, actually.
Turning 23.
All three
So-
of us were 1993.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Good
Luke
year.
is, in his 20s, and he just goes. He's really happy because he went shopping for food for like the first time.
Not the first
Like-
time, but it was one of the first.
One of the first times, and he was so excited, and you're telling us, like, have you guys done it kind of attitude? But here's the best thing ever, Bartek. He's like, yeah, I can't wait to make my own meal. And then the next day on Facebook, I get a
Stab.
picture of Luke with a brutal cut on his hand.
I remember that.
And
I
he
had
got
the cut
stitches,
beforehand.
and I automatically look at it and
I
go,
didn't.
looks like Luke trying to make a meal worked out really well. And I just love the fact that, what did you do, Luke?
I stabbed myself accidentally
How?
with a knife, Junior.
No, I didn't ask with what. I asked, how did you do it?
Actually, that is a viable answer.
Actually,
Ow, with a knife.
say it with a knife. What did you do? Were you cutting up a sandwich and you just sliced your hand? Because you had to get stitches, right?
Yeah, 2 stitches.
They're still there?
Yes.
Can I punch it?
No, I'd rather you didn't.
Does it hurt still?
No, I'm made of titanium.
Titanium, sing it. Can't do it. Got copyright issues.
Ryan's the kind of guy who laughs at outsiders.
What
do you mean?
I don't know, like people who don't experience the same things as you laugh at them.
I
They-
laugh at myself, thank you.
Like-
I'm here with you. Ha 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 ha, Ryan.
I'm not saying you don't laugh at yourself, but I just find that, like, I remember when I first used a washing machine, like, I didn't bring it up to Ryan because I knew he'd be like, oh, you've never used a washing machine before. How crazy are you?
Bartek, you did a smart thing.
It's because
Because I remember he talked about one of his housemates when he used the washing machine for the first time. He like, I can't believe he's never used one before. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to tell him when I first
I'm
used it
like
then.
24 years old. No, what I like
I wanna
is
know what the
Bartek.
dance is
I
for.
did laugh at you as much because you said it here's the thing, Luke. You said it to me as in, oh my gosh, this is like the best. Have
Yeah,
you
he's
not done
expanding
this?
his horizons.
No. It's like, oh my gosh, it's the best. With this tone of, have you not done this before? You should really appreciate, like, oh my god, like, have you went shopping before? Like, it's totally rad, isn't it? Yes, I go shopping every week. It's not rad. It's just an activity one has to perform. Well, you were just like, yeah, I used a washing machine for the first time. Not as funny. But I will be honest, it was a little, because you gave me the whole backstory of why you used it for the first time, and that was amusing to me, because you gave me a backstory. Like, you're like, my mum's overseas right now, and like, you gave me instructions how to use it, and it's like, doesn't the machine just tell you?
No, because there's like a bunch of settings and stuff, and like she made it really simple. Just press this button and this button, and then it works. So, like 2 buttons of the million.
Why I get funny about Outsiders is because I grew up with not as many things. Like, I grew up in a half-built house in the country, so I had to learn how to do things. So when I moved to the city and I actually meet what is considered to be a stereotype of privileged city people, it actually amuses me.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Anyway.
Like you.
We are watching Scooby Doo.
No, we're not.
We
We're
are?
watching Luke's dysfunctional...
Oh
rich
yeah.
life.
Ron Atkinson's the villain.
Oh, what? I thought Fred was the villain with those dance moves. I would lock him up. That's for sure.
Mm.
And
And Rowan Atkinson has changed into his Apocalypto.
Could you imagine him in Mad
Manos.
Max?
He would.
And he would be
he
like,
needs to be in the next one.
he would be like, I am Mad Max's brother.
Mad Marvin.
Mad Marvin.
Man, or Melvin.
no, it's Melvin.
It's Melvin.
It's Melvin. Thank you. I was
It's
right.
Melvin.
It's coming up again soon.
Well, we'll see him in the credits.
we'll also see him again.
Marvin Do, I'm telling you.
It's Melvin.
Marvin.
It's
After the
Melvin.
villain becomes the Hulk, he comes back and he's
I'm a
mentioned.
sacrifice.
I'm a wreck. Now, could you understand Scooby? Because I had to watch this with subtitles because I didn't understand a lot of what Scooby said.
Well, when he was having the argument with Shaggy right before we don't see what's her face, Mary Jane, for the last time, Shaggy would repeat everything he said, like, "Oh no, your mom eats cat poop," instead of like, "No,
Yeah.
you." So he like repeats his lines and makes it like really clear what he's saying.
Well, I guess that
But
makes
but-
sense. But other times, that
But these
doesn't
really
happen.
short lines where he's just saying names, and it's like, oh, he's clearly saying Raggy and Ruby Doo and all that.
Ruby-doo. So here's what I don't get: is do other dogs talk in this universe? I know
Yeah,
Scrappy
we never
does.
see any other dogs.
Well, Scrappy doesn't. I think Scooby Doo had a cousin in one of the episodes, but I don't
So
think-
how come Scrappy can speak English and Scooby can't? Like
Like
Scooby's like Ruby-doo, but Scrappy's like puppy power. And, like
because Scooby grew up in a half-built house.
Scooby is effectively
and Scrappy grew
dead
up in
at
the
this
city.
point.
I knew it. It would be the other way around. Get it right, because I know how to do stuff.
If it was the other way
Scooby
around,
doesn't know how to speak, but Scrappy does. So that means Scrappy grew up in the country with a half-built house. Because also, they left him in the fucking desert to die.
Yeah.
You know who I feel sorry for in this movie? Scrappy Doo. I'm just saying it. I feel sorry for Scrappy Doo. Yeah, sure. He may have wanted to take over the world, but who doesn't?
I think he wants to end
Oh,
the
it's a lot
world.
of work.
No. He's gonna rule over all of the world with his creatures. Like, I think he's gonna destroy all of humanity, but he's not destroying the world. He's gonna rule the world.
But he said it's the end of the world party.
Ultimate
Yeah,
power
because
shall be
it's the end
mine.
of the human world. Because he's going to be the leader of all these demon people that will rule the land for 10,000 years.
Yeah, exactly that. 10,000
Okay,
years.
fair enough.
Boom.
Oh no, Rowan!
Rowan, are
With
you okay?
no shoe.
Get up, buddy.
Barefoot.
Come on, you can do it.
That's a butt shot for no reason.
That is
Don't know
indeed.
why.
She's being solid snake there.
I knew
Where's the
it.
cardboard box?
Bartek's played video games before.
Although
I
technically, because
played
she's
a
not in
video
a
game once.
factory, technically it's Naked Snake from Metal Gear Solid 3.
Technically, because she's not wearing a box.
Let's
It's not
get
even
the
Metal Gear
demon
Solid at
riders.
all.
But she's like crawling through a cave. Like
Oh,
Metal
don't
Gear Solid
fall
3.
down there.
And then she's gonna fight the pain.
That's an actual boss.
I know.
He shoots bees out of his mouth.
Why?
Oh, like Mr. Burns' dogs.
What?
You know.
Maybe we should send. Oh, what are you gonna do? Send hounds after me?
Or the bees.
Or bees?
Or
Are
the
you gonna
dogs
send
with
dogs
bees in
with
their
bees
mouths
in the
when
mouth?
they bark, they shoot bees at you? Oh, God, Rowan. The
Well,
years of
I like,
nothing
what are you
kind
gonna
to
do? And he just closes the door. Like that's the worst of
Yeah.
them all. The random slow motion is what gets me. Like from this point on in the movie, they just randomly do slow motion.
Oh,
My God,
wow.
guys, did we know who the villain was? I was so
Iron
shocked.
It's this little shit.
It's Iron Pup.
It's
Get it?
Scrappy.
It's an Iron Man joke.
Oh, wow. Spoiler alert. Iron
What?
Man was inspired by this movie.
So the next line after this little speech
Everything was
is
inspired
Melvin
by this
Doo.
movie.
Yeah, you've remembered? You're like,
Because he's like, Scooby Doo's like, Scooby Doo, don't you remember?
are you sure? Because he's pretty sure it's Marvin Doo, and he's also sure that those Coast Guards were good guys.
But lazy.
But like,
No, wasn't it evil but
What a
lazy?
guy.
No, he thought they were good. You thought they were vague.
Yeah, because it's never... Look,
It's established that they're evil.
Melvin
oh
Doo.
my god, it is Melvin!
So apologize to the audience. You've given them like 10
I
minutes of saying it's Marvin.
Do
Tom.
not apologise, but I admit my mistake.
Take that, pretty boy. Thank God somebody
Look
announced
at
that he was
this
pretty.
Ryan guy.
Take
He, like,
that, Melvin.
makes jokes about our mums and then he's like, yeah, now you gotta apologise.
You gotta apologise.
I've apologized for many things, such as choosing
the
Scooby Doo
co-host.
now instead of the very beginning, because it should have been the first film we
How
done.
would you rate this? Totally ungroovy.
Well, we do ratings at the end, Luke, as you do know. Yeah, so
Hey, it's the return of the titty man.
he's wearing a black suit now to indicate that he's evil. Before he was wearing white because he was good.
Yeah.
And now he's demonized. Is he a demon
I don't
man,
think
or
he
is he
is.
just
No, I think
a
he's-
worshipper of the
He's
demon?
just a...
Those guys just got
Mexican
fucking
wrestler.
wrecked.
They should have a prequel about him.
They actually do have a prequel to these movies, actually. They're not played by the same actors, but
Oh, shit.
they're prequels.
Like, but this exact universe? Oh, here's
yeah,
the
it's
callback.
supposed to be. It's like one's like the Lake Scooby-Doo and the Gang and the Lake Monster. Or
Well, I
something
mean,
like
there are more Scooby-Doo movies, but it's not like, oh...
No, apparently in the trivia it said like in the prequels it's explained
This
blah
is
blah
the
blah.
best fight scene I've seen in a while.
Really?
Yeah.
This is almost as good as the fight scenes in any film, but
I don't watch the show, but apparently
Oh,
Sarah
my
Michelle
elbow.
Gellar's stunt double's the same one from Buffy.
buffet.
Buffet.
Buffy.
So we talked about Joss Whedon before.
Yeah.
I mentioned him.
He did Buffy, and he
Ew.
didn't do Scooby Doo, but
Ew.
maybe he said, "Hey Sarah, tell me who wrote Scooby Doo. I'll make sure they get a job later doing a
like the cut of
Marvel
your jib,
movie."
son.
My lord.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
you
like
know,
it's the
guy who made Romeo and Juliet, of course.
excuse me, it's a guy who did Slither.
This guy did Romeo and Juliet, I said.
Slither.
Romeo and Juliet!
Have you seen Slither?
You
I've seen
lazy
Romeo and
beatnik.
Juliet.
So no, you haven't seen Slither.
No, but I've seen Romeo and
Oh,
Juliet.
dude, you've got to see Slither. It's got Nathan Fillion in
Yeah,
it.
in a main role for a change.
Yeah. Oh, I watched Bedazzled the other week,
Yeah.
which is a Brendan Fraser movie, and Nathan Fillion's in it
Hey,
as
the
the
press worked on him.
asshole. Yeah, it didn't work on him.
Oh,
This is
just
the
it
second
did
episode
then,
in a
just
row
like-
he's talking about Bedazzled.
But
I
yeah.
fucking love that movie. Yeah, but Nathan Fillion's in it as an asshole, and he gets punched several times, and he's just like, okay, good, I give up.
Is that
Fine.
is that film unappreciated?
No, it's appreciated.
Okay, fair
And if it's not, fuck you. It's such a good movie. We got other Brendan Fraser movies on the list. Don't worry, they're there. Dudley
Oh,
Do
no,
Right.
Not again.
Captured again, señorita.
Not this time. Just bite him.
Bite him.
Well, she does.
Bite him.
Now think this guy can say to Paul Fennick, "Hey, have you ever been bitten by Sarah Michelle Gellar? Because I know I
It
have."
happened to me.
And then Paul Fennick cries because he's like, "I haven't. No."
I haven't, man.
Yeah, could you do your Paul Fennick impression again?
Well, that wasn't really my impression. That was just me going, I haven't, man.
Me?
Me straight up, and then she
Straight up,
fucking pulverizes him into the dirt.
Boom. Shakalaka.
And this is when he dies. You see, we never see him again, and look
Yeah.
how he lands.
I think he's-
Look how he
he
lands.
Falls
Falls
into an
Plasma.
alternate
No,
dimension.
he
of
looks. He
Swift
stabs
Careers.
himself on the
Oh
stabbers.
my god.
So he's dead. They're all free. Why can't they just fly up in the first place? It's not like there was a force field stopping them. You know who is attractive in this? All of the women, actually. Because Isla Fisher is actually pretty attractive in this, minus her small face. I mean, don't minus it, because then she'll have no face, and that would be really, really awkward.
Blinded.
No, not
by
Riff Raff.
light.
He got him right in the head. So, yeah, like we mentioned before, Fred has been training for 2 years for that fight, basically, because he did it with a fire hydrant at the fire hose at the start, and he didn't do it very well.
Well, that's not established, but I guess you can guess that it happens. Because
Because
Daphne's the one who said that she was
yeah, no, but
training.
what I mean is Fred was preparing for using the fighting technique that he uses in this
No, I
fight
know,
scene
I
earlier
mentioned that
on.
as a callback, but...
Spooky Island. What island do you think it's supposed to be really, though? Is
I don't
it...
know. I know that the theme park is
Fiji?
CGI.
What? Are you sure I can't go to Spooky Island?
Oh, what? I was planning my holiday.
Scooby-Doo's a dick. Can we all agree that he's a bad uncle?
The dog?
He does
Yeah.
a lot of bad things and cares not.
No, the movie is a bad uncle.
The movie.
Like,
Oh, my Uncle Scooby came. Yes.
my uncle Scooby Doo 2002 with Freddie Prinze Jr. is a bad uncle.
He's a bad uncle.
Could you imagine that movie? Bad Uncle. And it's just like, who's your uncle? Scooby Doo the movie. And he like grabs up the DVD and the DVD's got like an old man's mustache and he's like, meh, and he just throws a bottle of gin.
He wanted an uncle so badly, we had to give one to him.
It's like a DVD with a face.
There you go. Now we're going to rescue real Rowan Atkinson.
Yeah, and I like how before...
Oh my
this,
god.
this is what happened to him after Blackadder. He didn't
Yeah.
really do much.
He was in a bit of a bad place, so he went
Are
down.
you the type of
Hey,
person
guy
who, like,
I
when you
met
think of
once.
Rowan Atkinson, you go to Blackadder instead
Yeah.
of Mr. Bean? Same here.
Yeah, I like Blackadder
Eat
way
his
more.
face.
I love
I've
Blackadder.
watched Blackadder more often.
Same here.
My favorite. What's your favorite season of Blackadder?
I like the first one.
Ooh, what about you, Luke?
Hmm?
Yeah, exactly.
Blackadder.
Have you watched Blackadder?
No.
My favorite season is season 4, in which is set in World War One.
That's
It's
the
actually-
commonly
Yeah,
voted one as the
it's
best.
either that or the second season. Don't get me wrong, I like the third season. I like all of them. The first one's my less favorite because it's just so different to the others. But I think it's kind of cool. But I like the fourth season because Stephen Fry was just perfect in that as the general.
Stephen Fry was great in the fourth one. That was his best.
Darling. Darling.
I love you too, buddy.
It's Captain Darling.
It's Captain Darling.
Have you ever noticed that Darling looks just like Assad, the Syrian president?
No, I haven't looked at the Syrian president.
Who is the Syrian president?
Bashar al-Assad, the guy who everyone hates.
Oh, I'm not up to date. I'm more of a Kim Jong-un man myself.
Oh, what's
I
that
know you
guy? Ahmadinejad.
What?
I don't know. I think he's not a leader anymore.
Bashar al-Assad? That's what I'm
No,
talking
he said
about.
No,
Ahmadinejad.
Ahmadinejad.
I know who you're talking about. I
Yeah.
can't remember.
Right,
See, it's
so-
a Coast Guard.
Yeah, there are
Okay,
Coast Guard.
here they are.
Where are the two we were talking about?
I don't know.
They're probably fired.
Yeah, they've probably been fired
Or,
for being evil.
Got their souls back.
or
I don't
being
know.
lazy.
We should rewind to that shot of the island and see if two souls are going out to sea, because then we'd know.
I see a black guy. That wasn't
Good, finally some diversity.
Look at these reporters. They're dressed up like they're in the 60s also.
Oh,
So
must be. This is interesting.
Rowan Atkinson is also like.
I mean, this is...
He also got a haircut before. Hey, it's the guy with the spiky hair again.
Oh
I was
my
really
God.
worried about him.
Weirdo.
It's almost like this was filmed in the same
Day?
or something. Apparently, they took
This
2
all
weeks.
took place over a day.
They took 2 weeks to film all the island stuff and like all the extra have to sleep in tents.
And they had to take a day off because Velma got a cold,
The
even
real
though
Velma.
it was hot.
Yeah, like
His
100
middle name
degrees
is
Fahrenheit.
Cornelius.
Yeah, Cornelius, because that's a genius's name. Oh, I like how they cut off him swearing and they're all really
Yeah.
shocked. They're like,
Oh my god, we're not adults.
Like you sons of, it's like some of us are daughters.
no, Daphne are the
Daphne's
best.
like, oh my
Here's what I like
God.
the idea of, right? They kind of investigate the idea that it was the relic that corrupted Scrappy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
but it's-
it was you
it
dumping him in the desert for dead because
mean,
you're
yeah.
fucking cynical,
No.
egotistical,
You could've at
selfish, dickhead assholes.
Give
Nah, man, it was
him
a relic.
place to
No,
go.
it was a relic. that
Look at
corrupted
Battleship.
The Coast
That's
Guard.
a prequel to Battleship.
Yep.
So you think the movie's over, don't you, Luke?
Oh no.
Well, it is, isn't it?
Oh my
god!
God, what? See, so directed by that guy who went on to direct something, I imagine, I hope. Screenplay by James Gunn.
James Gunn. Yo.
See, and then I think it's like the two. See,
Ratchet.
there's no Lloyd Kaufman in this production. This is not. Also, believe it or not,
That does not look like a beautiful piece of
believe
pizza.
it or not, Bartek,
Yeah?
this is not a trauma film as much as I would like it to
Them peppers is like hot.
be. Yeah, the slang in this movie I want to
Yes.
use more often.
It's interesting.
Well,
So-
they do have a whole thing about the people who use the slang are possessed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is
I'm
this
totally
the
up to
shortest movie we've
scissor
done?
On
It
Because
probably
that guy's
is.
last name is Egg Boy.
Egg Boy. What? Bilbo's.
Bilbo Baggins.
Ah.
You guys are funny.
I'm funny. So I think this is the shortest movie. It's like, what, like
Demonic
86,
possession.
It's
80
84-ish minutes.
84-ish minutes.
80 porridge.
That's really short.
David Newman. Wait, does that have music by David Newman?
Yep.
Oh wow.
Who is he?
He did the music for Serenity.
Well, that makes sense because Joss Whedon knows James
Yeah.
Gunn, who knows David Newman.
Oh,
Wow, it's all weird how the
together.
universe is connected in Hollywood. Look at that blonde-haired guy in the background.
It's-
He's just like, I don't know what's happening
What a
there,
stupid
but I
dog.
do not agree with.
Garçon, let's get to more. Ha ha ha.
So I think it's unfair because Scooby's already had one jar.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Like that's unfair.
But he was totally into the idea.
Yeah,
We're
but
gonna-
I think he should catch up. Like he should have one jar, and then they both have their second jar. You know what I mean?
I know we're having a debate here, but I think the competition was over at that point.
What do you mean?
Was it a competition?
What competition?
Yeah, what
It's
competition?
just they were like, who
Oh,
can
you
have
mean-
more peppers?
Oh,
and Shaggy
right.
had one. He's like, "You're a whip. I'll have the whole thing."
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then
It was like a
It's 'cause they're
little
best
competition.
friends, they-
It wasn't, as good as the first one with the farting and the burping.
no, nothing's as good as farts and
And
burps.
Rowan Atkinson.
I wrote in my notes like burps finally, and then I forgot that there was going to be farts in there. I'm like, yes, farts.
This was an
finally.
interesting episode. I mean, I know it's not over, but
Episode.
we got very real at points.
I feel real. You real and
I feel
G.
more real than ever.
Scooby makes you real.
Yeah,
Don't you think?
very real.
Makes
You know,
me
I,
real happy.
I for real yelled very loudly, and
You were
I
a
saw,
big yeller.
I saw the red on the microphone,
And I was upset with you for yelling so loudly.
and we were talking about the washing machine scandals and all
Yeah.
that.
Oh.
The scam.
And you know what the biggest conversation piece we had was?
What?
Marvin, Melvin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the two guys.
And I was gonna say that we had big
Nice.
conversations about who was the hottest,
Ah, yeah, we did.
and in the
Yes.
end we were
we
all
had
wrong.
Daphne, Velma, and the Boots.
Linda
we were
Cardellini.
all wrong because in the end it was Sugar Ray. I mean, he was the
Yeah,
hottest.
DJ Homicide. As
But
well.
even then, I think Sam Greco, and
Old
Rowan
Man
Atkinson.
Smithers.
Oh yeah, Old Man Smithers was the most attractive. In the
Melvin
original,
Dye,
okay,
yeah,
so
there
the
you go.
film has finished.
Yep.
I want to give you one more piece of trivia. In the original script, at the end, it was actually going to be revealed that it was Old Man Smithers all along.
Oh,
But for some
what?
reason, because at the start he's like, "I'll get you, I'll come back, like I'll get you for this." But in the end, they went, "Nah, let's go with Scrappy Doo because he's more recognizable."
Yeah.
And also, we fucking hate Scrappy Doo, so let's make him a villain finally because he was a villain of the original show.
He wasn't a villain of the original
I know
show,
he just
but-
ruined its quality.
Yeah, he.
I think that
the
can
funny
be
thing is,
argued.
when he was introduced, he saved it, but then later on, it became kind of a thing like, oh, he's really annoying.
Yeah, but that always happens with new characters.
Yeah.
They save the
Like
show
Poochie.
momentarily, but then they've destroyed the show.
Yeah, but in-
some
but in
characters
this
introduced
case-
don't always instantly kill the show.
I know, but in this case, it's like if he didn't exist, it wouldn't be such a huge franchise that's going till this day since like 1969.
Look, I'm not going to say we should thank Scrappy Doo, but we should thank
Well,
Scrappy
she was
Doo.
much
we
maligned.
should
in this
acknowledge
movie.
it. This
I wanna hear
franchise,
his side of
this
it.
franchise is as old as the moon landing.
Yeah, that is true.
Oh my
Okay,
God,
so
it
this
is.
is the end, guys. Well, I want to hear some final thoughts and a rating. Luke, you're the guest.
Yep.
Let's hear your review and what you would rate this. So you can
Well-
choose what any rating system you want.
It's-
Tell us about Scooby.
It's been a very long time since I've seen this movie, and like I mentioned, I think earlier, it was quite scary to me when I was a kid. But having rewatched it today, I still say the quality is right up there, but it's not going to give me nightmares. So everyone wins. I give this movie 10 stars out of 11,000.
So not,
That's pretty low.
There it is. Yeah, shit, that's all.
Do you want to redo that?
Yeah. Can I redo? I give
Yes.
it 5 stars out of 4.
well, that's high. I mean, that's not as high as
Can I just say for real
10
that,
out of
that
11.
your rating for in the Kangaroo Jack episode was
Cool
one of my
out of
favorites.
yes.
Cool out of yes. I still think about it to this day. Like, yeah, it's so simple, but it's so good.
Feel free to
Okay,
use that one.
Bartek.
Yes.
Let's hear some thoughts from you about this unappreciated masterpiece and rating.
Well, as maybe, well, I don't know about one maybe the biggest Scooby Doo nut here, even though I
You are nuts. yeah.
even though I
Yeah,
haven't
you're
watched
pretty nuts.
Scooby Doo in like so long. It's like I watched this movie the other day, and as I was watching, it just reminded me so much. Like I know so much about Scooby Doo for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, not as much as a huge fan would, but
Nah, not
it's
really.
it's surprising how this film really did reawaken my childhood.
Yeah, that's cute, man.
That is really cute. I know. Thank you. It's me.
So modest.
But I did mention right at the beginning the whole Willy Wonka Scooby Doo scandal. I voted against Scooby Doo.
Fucking cunt.
I know. I am a fucking cunt. I do that. I am bad. And
Such bad.
but like I said then, and I'll say it again now, I found real reappreciation for this movie, because now I kind of do see that it did parody elements. Like, as a kid, the only hint that it kind of parodied things was the fact that they made Scrappy do a villain, because in the show he was not a villain. He was touted as, like, he was something that the kids were meant to aspire to. Like, well, not
The
aspire
people
to.
of Queensland, Australia.
We mentioned that it was filmed in Queensland.
No, you didn't.
I hate you. I
I
hate
hate
you.
you, Ryan.
There's
dude.
no queen in Queensland.
You were saying, Bartek?
The parody elements. So, like, as a kid, the only hint that I kind of had that there was, you know, kind of a jokey element to this movie was the fact that they made Scrappy do a villain, whereas in the show, he was, you know, the kids were meant to relate to him. Like, oh, there's a kid character, I can be like
Yeah.
that. Like a lot of shows
Right.
did.
I can be scrappy.
You can be a Scrappy.
I don't want to be scrappy.
Oh, God.
But now, as I rewatch, I can see, you know,
I
the
wanna be
drug
Daphne.
jokes, the classic hydrocolonic joke.
Getting crap
Yeah.
past
But I
the
can still
radar.
appreciate, you know, the Melvin do, which is still fantastic. And we can look at all these actors, you know, as adults, and we can think, man, they're hot.
They are hot.
We can, you know,
All of them are-
We can imagine our dream dates with Sam Greco wearing Daphne's
all
boots.
of them are very attractive, especially Rowan Atkinson's dick in a dark alleyway.
Yeah,
If you had to give it a
remember
rating,
If I had to give this film a rating, I would give it a Scooby-Doo-ya out of an a wap wap-a-luga, a wap bam boom.
that was.
I like that one. It's good.
Yeah, that's a reference to a Polish rap song. Look up Leroy, Liroy, Scooby-Doo-ya.
You all getting this down?
Scooby-Doo,
Go
yeah.
Look it up.
Okay, I have a lot to say about Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo is one that I hold very dear to my heart. I hold all of these films very dear to my heart. It was one that I had on videotape. Yes, VHS. I wasn't as fancy as you guys and grew up with DVDs straight away.
This is we're actually watching on my DVD copy.
I had it on video, and I would watch it frequently. One of my vivid memories was I remember watching it in high school when I was making a Breville. And I remember
Wait, what?
a Breville,
Yeah, like a sandwich.
like toasted sandwich on a Breville
I've never
maker.
heard that word before.
Like a Breville maker? You don't know the...
Bartek,
I know what toasted sandwiches are.
but they're different. They're a bit either way. It's a Breville. I was having a Breville, and I was just watching it in the background, giggling and laughing at it, and making my Breville. And I sat down in my chair, and it was that scene in which they're in the castle and they're being attacked by food, and I'm just like, yeah, this seems like an appropriate thing to be doing while having lunch. And it's just one of those quaint memories that I have. Like, it's not like, oh, I have a great memory of watching it and my house caught fire, but I sat down and kept watching. You know, like nothing like that.
This is fine.
But it's a movie that I hold dear. I think it is a great kids' film. I really genuinely think that it is a fantastic children's film as well as its own adult film. I said earlier that it is a great standalone product while also elevating its source material and defining it for the next millennium. I think that Scooby-Doo is going to be a story, a character, a universe that will transcend time. It will change, it will evolve, it will adapt, but yet somehow still maintain that era of the 60s and 70s when it came out, yet still remain timeless, yet not. This film really is a wonderful film. Everyone is perfectly cast, the jokes are on point, and the mystery is pretty good. I would give this film a rating. It would be Puppy Power!
Yeah.
Boom. Mic drop. Okay, this is the part in which now we get reviews from
Oscar. Oh, sorry.
IMDb. A lot of people had a lot of things to say about Scooby-Doo, so let's get straight on into it. This is the first one. 8 stars. This is what they had to say. This is the title. Good? No. Funny? You bet. Scooby and the gang investigate a mystery on Spooky Island. Okay, this is not a good movie. The jokes are very obvious and the PG rating keeps things very clean and family friendly. Still, I was laughing a lot. Maybe it was my mood, but I kept giggling over all the jokes. It works mostly because the entire cast plays it straight. Sarah Michelle Gellar looks nothing like Daphne in the cartoon, but she is good. Likewise, Freddie Prinze Jr. looks nothing like Fred either, but he's okay. Fuck you, he was
But
the best.
he's okay.
Wow.
But he's okay.
Like, despite that, he's okay.
But Matthew Lillard however, is letter perfect as Shaggy. Also, the woman playing Velma, like I don't even want to say her name.
get
The
her
woman
name.
playing Velma is right on target, and the CGI Scooby was just great. His expressions and body language provided lots of
When
laughs.
was this written?
2002. Great special effect, and the movie moves quickly. My only real
Yeah, it
complaint
really
is, my only real complaint, did we really need a burping/breaking wind contest between Scooby and Shaggy?
Can't say farting.
A very good family movie. I liked it a lot. A very guilty favorite all the way. I agree. I don't know why you're feeling guilty about it, but I understand.
Out Loud and Proud. It's 14 years later.
This was such a cute movie, is the next title. 8 out of 10. 2002. I just saw this movie in the theaters, and I have to say that the critics were wrong. This was so cheesy and funny. Just a lot of fun to watch with your friends. It's also a good family movie. They did the ending just right. So, to the sophisticated critics out there, maybe you need to keep your mouths shut and learn that it's the viewers' opinions that count.
Because they're not viewers. They're just sophisticated critics.
I like that.
That's
great.
8 out of 10 stars. I just love it that they're just like, maybe you need to keep your mouth
mouth
shut.
Maybe
Like,
you
it's
need
a-
to
Like
stop
the room.
talking.
Leave your comments in your pocket.
It's such a threat. Okay, pretty good family fun movie. 7 stars out of 10. This was in 2015.
Oh wow, last year.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. Saw this as a kid and loved it, and I still love it today. It's just a fun mystery/comedy/action movie. Now, yes, I would have liked for them to tone down the potty humor a little, but really, that's the only issue I had with it. The cast was great. Each and every one of them were exactly right. They all looked exactly like their character. This movie just makes me feel good when I watch it. Is it going to win an Oscar? No. But that doesn't mean it's not.
This was 2015, right?
What the fuck?
Okay.
That's hilarious.
It might win it posthumously, like whatever
Yeah.
won in 2002.
Wait, guys, we made a mistake. We need to give it an Oscar.
Okay, whatever won in 2002, take it back.
Look it up after the
Yeah.
review.
Where was I? No. But that doesn't mean it's not entertaining and fun to watch. Overall, I'm giving Scooby-Doo 2002, a good year for film, a 7 out of 10 rating. It's not flawless, but you have to remember that this movie was targeted towards kids and families. But seriously, I love watching this whenever I feel sad, bad, or depressed. So I feel good.
Yeah,
I feel good for this person.
Actually, I can see why it wouldn't win the Oscar. It was up against Big Fat Liar
Oh, yeah.
In that case.
Yeah.
Alright.
and
It is.
Thunderpants for best foreign film.
Yes. Okay, great film. 10 stars. 2013, this was written. This movie
Alright.
was brilliant and epic film.
Just that?
Yeah. This is also written from New York, so imagine him with a New York accent. You know, this film was brilliant and epic
The
film.
cast was pretty good.
The cast was pretty good. I would think that this movie got 4.8 stars cause adults reviewed, not kids. The movie's story was cool and funny. This movie makes me feel better. And the awesome and I like that's the end of one sentence. This is the start and the end of another. And the awesome wait. And the awesome fight scenes. Like that's the end of that
Stop.
sentence. And this movie had such a nice ending. Great film for all ages. Without a complaint,
Complain.
without a complaint, this was the best movie of the summer. This came out in 2013, might I add, he wrote this. The Mystery Gang were like superheroes.
The Mystery Gang. They got Mystery.
They do call each other gang. But
The story was great and funny, with some violence, but still a funny and super great comedy in the world.
In the world.
It is part of this world.
Oh Jesus! I love the gang and all of the cool, fun characters that played in
It's
this.
so cool.
Yeah, in this great funny super movie. I love that
Jesus
they say a superhero movie.
It's
I loved how they turned the animated show into a real life movie.
a real life
Ten
based on true
stars.
events.
This one is called Scooby-Doo in the Big Screen. So excited. 8 out of 10 stars. Written in
Alright.
2013. Now, may I remind you, written in 2013, this film came out in 2002. Like you to remember the title, it's called Scooby-Doo in the Big Screen. So excited.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay. Oh my Jesus. Oh yes, I've read this one. I've been watching Scooby-Doo for over 12 years, and I am a big fan of the series in every animated movie. When this movie came out, I was so excited that Scooby-Doo will be at the big screen for the first time.
At the big screen.
Yeah, that actually makes sense. I don't know why you
Yeah,
laugh.
this is funny.
I knew that people wouldn't like this because Scooby looks a little fake, but I don't care about this because Scooby is my favorite cartoon and dog.
Aw.
The acting was amazing, and there were many laughs. The only negative is that it was an hour and 25 minutes, and I wanted more. I say yes to this film. If you love Scooby-Doo and if you love Scooby-Doo, this is a perfect film. Some people may don't like this film, but
Yeah,
it's
I may don't like some things.
but it's a classic cartoon character that everyone loves. A good way to spend an hour and 25 minutes of your time. It's worth watching. 4 out of 5 stars, but they gave it 8 out of 5 on the. So I don't know what they're okay.
I like to imagine like this was something they're getting off their chest that they've thought.
Yeah,
for a
they're like-
long time.
I can't be silent anymore.
Okay, a clever and funny satire. 7 stars. Again from 2013. I remember seeing the first trailer to Scooby-Doo and thinking it would be a travesty. Then I saw the other trailers and they didn't help either. But after finally seeing the movie in theaters and again on home video, I came to a conclusion that Scooby-Doo is not a bad movie, but a clever send-up of the original series. The premise is that the Mystery Inc. gang have broken up and gone their separate ways, but they are reluctantly paired up again to solve a case at a theme park entitled Spooky Island, which is like if Tim Burton took over Disneyland and made it his own.
Not really though.
I actually think so. Now,
It's too colourful.
Tim Burton likes colour. Have you not seen any of his films?
No, actually.
His older films.
Yeah.
Let's go
Look
there.
at Jack Skellington.
Yeah, no, think of
Sorry, he didn't direct that movie.
Edward Scissorhands. Very colourful film. Now, let's get back on track. Now, I know the characters are not as fleshed out as they would in a normal movie, but what really works is the adult humour. This movie was clearly made for adults who grew up with the series and older teenagers who want to see a clever satire to the old show. I gotta admit, I am a fan of old school Scooby-Doo, so it was nice to see a movie that makes fun of itself and yet homages it at every length. Now, there are some obviously dumb moments like the cross-dressing Scooby and pointless celebrity cameo by Pamela Anderson,
Oh, I thought they were going to be Sugar Ray.
but there are some genuinely funny moments, like when Fred is transformed into a hip-hop zombie. It's actually really funny to see Fred act like even more of a tool than he already is. The drunken Velma scene was funny and surprising. Hell, even the evil plan is pretty effed up. Their plan is to suck the souls out of a person so a monster can climb into their body and take over them, which is pretty neat. Scooby is, in my opinion, a first-rate satire that honors the original show while making fun of it at the same time. For me, it's an underrated classic. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you. And okay,
Damn.
this is the last one. And it is a long review, but it had to be, Luke. It had to be here.
Oh my god.
Put your phone away, Luke.
Hey, I'm busy.
I'm busy too, because this is... try as I might, I just can't hate it. There is no star rating on this one. I think it's in the review, but
Alright.
boy oh boy. 2003, so a year
Yeah,
after.
I'm having a peek. It looks long.
Oh, gosh.
When I first heard about Scooby-Doo being turned into a movie, I will confess to being rather resistant about seeing it. I am just old enough to remember the original Scooby-Doo cartoons on rerun, and was at the high school end of the right target age group when Scrappy-Doo hit the screen, and of course remembered Scooby-Doo with a certain love. Of course, the cartoon was actually pretty terrible. The writing was bad, the cliches came in at a rate of knots, and the animation was second rate. But that's what we all expected from Hanna-Barbera cartoons. I digress. I heard about SD, the movie, on the internet quite early in production and let out a groan. My childhood was being raped again for...
You shitting me?
was being raped again.
Oh my god, it's
for,
real.
for a buck in Hollywood. Why? Why bother?
that South
Then
episode.
when I heard Scooby was going to be CGI, I actually groaned again. Of course there's no other way you could have pulled Scoob off on screen without CGI, at least not realistically, but CGI? That's just so passé anymore. I still enjoy the artistry in modern CGI, but to me it felt like SD was going to be done just to prove that it could be done with modern technology, not to tell a story. So it came. I read a few online reviews that panned it and failed to it failed to be a surprise. I caught the trailers and failed to be inspired. I steadfastly avoided the movie theaters and just didn't go see it. Fast forward to July of 2003, SD is playing on Cinemax. I think. I've got some time to kill. What the hell. Could be good for background noise if nothing else. So, having sat through SD the movie, what do I think? Well, as much as I wanted to hate it because it was Hollywood raping my childhood...
Again? Far out.
I just couldn't. I'm not going to say I loved it because that wouldn't be true, but I'll be darned if I can't admit
They're raping my childhood, but I'll be darned.
but if I can't admit that it was a whole hell of a lot better than I expected. Let me fill you in. The cast is incredible. They have a real on-screen chemistry that really makes a movie for me, especially Matthew Lillard as Shaggy. If he hasn't just completely nailed the character as perfectly as you could in live action, then I'm the Queen of France. There's a romantic attraction between Daphne and Fred that comes out on screen pretty much throughout, and of course the distant attraction Velma had for Fred is right there too. But do I detect a little bit of an attraction to Shaggy? Don't remember that in the cartoon, but I can expect that.
Velma and Shaggy?
Yeah.
I saw that in this movie.
The story? I like that. They put a question mark. The story? Well, it's a hell of a lot better written than the cartoons. Yes, it borrows heavily from them and borrows from some of the SD animated movies that have been made in the interim. But still, it's an interesting story with a nice twist at the end and had me actually laughing out loud. Not Shakespeare by any stretch of the imagination, but a fun and engaging story that keeps your attraction. So what about CGI Scoob, I hear you ask? Wow is all I can say.
Wow. Gee golly.
I don't know what makes it more, the quality of the CGI or the way in which all the actors really made me believe they were sharing the screen with a 6'5" intelligent dog. The interactions were believable, and not once did I catch anyone making the mistake of looking in the wrong place on screen, which is clearly evident in many instances where CGI characters are used. The personality is captured perfectly and translates Scooby from the 2D color animation of my youth to a perfect rendition of how I envisioned him in my mind's eye. I'm sure many have heard about them already, but there are plenty of in-jokes that pepper the movie for those willing to pay attention. I won't say they're all laugh-out-loud funny, but they are amusing, and it was obvious pretty early on that filmmakers didn't like Scrappy-Doo either. I know I didn't. I didn't even like him as a kid. But rather than pretend he never happened, cough, Galactica 1980, cough, that's in his review, they actually bring him to life in this movie too. And actually, he has one of the lines that made me laugh out loud. To those who haven't seen it, it's a line he never finishes saying.
The very last one.
So did I love it as much as I did Scooby-Doo as a kid? No. The movie was definitely not without flaws, and it did depart from the cartoons in some pretty major ways. For example, one of the nice things about the cartoon, looking at it now from an adult's perspective, was at the end of every episode, it was reiterated, however lightly, that there are no such things as monsters, ghosts, or ghouls, etc., and that we, as people, are always responsible for these things. This is something I picked up on as a kid, but didn't understand until I was an adult, and kids should be given the reassurance that early in life that there are no monsters. The movie departed from that part of the formula, so personally, I couldn't recommend the movie to younger people about 8 or 9 children.
8 or 9, just 8 or 9 children.
They word that one weirdly, but okay. However, even with these kids, recommend that a parent watch it with them. But of course, there's plenty of adult-type humor in there that will completely pass the kids by. To me, that's the mark of a great kids movie these days. The ability to appeal to all ages. Overall, I'd say 7 out of 10.
Wow. What an essay.
That was actually a really nice review.
Like, I agree. Luke lost his shit when he heard raping, wasn't it?
I was just thinking of the South Park
because the rest
episode
of
with
it
George Lucas and Steven Spielberg, like, really going at it with Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I just liked, and if you didn't think he was the best portrayal of a live-action character, then I'm the Queen of France. Like, okay, dude, you're the Queen of France.
Hey, good for you.
So, yeah, Scooby-Doo. That's the first of the many films that we have lined up for our Dogathon.
Yeah, we started off with quite a bang.
How could you not end? How can we end with something bigger? Well, I guess you have to keep on listening to find out which film is next.
Yeah, 5 movies. I mean, you might be able to kind of guess what the next one is because I think we said it.
Yeah,
but,
it's Scooby-Doo 2.
But what about 3, 4, and 5?
Yeah, ooh. Bark, bark, bark.
Yes.
Dog noises. Woof.
Bow wow.
Bow. Oh my god, the Scooby-Doo rap song at the end where it's like Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Yay. That was the best part. Now, I'm not saying that this is the greatest film ever made, but clearly, Luke, and clearly, Bartek, this is the greatest film ever made. This film
Clearly.
inspired a complete generation, and we are that generation. Think about filmmakers today and how they clearly got inspired by Scooby-Doo. Name a film that came out recently, and I can tell you how it got inspired.
The Revenant.
Okay.
That's not the same film. Fist bump.
It's
I wanna hear
clearly
this.
obvious that Leonardo DiCaprio was originally cast as Fred. It's obvious.
Yeah.
But Leo's been holding it deep in his heart that one day he'll get to play a Fred-like role, and he's yet to do that. But apparently him in The Revenant, well, all I know is he's an attractive-looking man crawling around in the dirt for about 3 hours or so.
Oh, yeah, brutally damaged.
Now, the thing I know about that movie, I've yet to see The Revenant. I'm not as movie literate as one would like. But he gets attacked by a bear, yeah?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And the
couldn't
bear
bear
looks
it.
pretty realistic.
Oh,
Yeah,
hell
oh.
yes.
Yes.
So, inspired by this movie because I believe that Scooby was real.
Oh, the
Oh.
review
How
we
did
just
you
read
not?
did say that.
So,
Yeah.
that's how The Revenant got inspired by Scooby-Doo.
I believe it.
Let's do this again, but like with a movie Ryan has seen. So,
Okay,
Yeah.
Machete.
Machete. Machete.
That's recent.
Well, it's obvious how this got inspired because James Gunn, who wrote this, is a part of the Troma School, and Robert Rodriguez is very much into those exploitation films. Now, is Scooby-Doo an exploitation film? Hell yeah, it is. And who loves exploitation films more? Robert Rodriguez. And what is Machete? A modern-day exploitation film for a Hollywood audience. And what is Scooby-Doo? The exact same thing. Who did it first? You damn right Scooby-Doo did. Where are you?
Oh.
So, there you go. I'm very excited with the beginning of this Dogathon. I'm very happy that we've got Scooby-Doo in the bag. Why is he in the bag? He knows what he did. We'll have to find that out next time we're here on Spit and Polish with our next dog movie, which we've already revealed is Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed.
And just for a little bit of extra fun, Ryan and I have not seen this movie in so long.
I have not seen it in
we
ages.
barely remember a thing about it.
So I'm excited.
But we know
We know.
that it's gonna be great.
Luke, it's
Yes.
as always a pleasure to have you on.
Thank you
It's
so
actually
much.
good to have Luke on instead of him being possessed by the soul of Michael Shannon.
Yeah, it gets kind of crowded. Gotta be honest.
So let's leave off with Luke. We'll ask him the
Yeah.
question we've all been waiting for. Who's your favourite Flintstones character?
The dinosaur.
Of course
Dino?
choose the
You like Dino? Likes Dino. Alright, you heard it all here, folks. Dino.
Dino the dinosaur.
Does sound the most Italian.
Yeah,
Dino.
yeah, it is true. You guys have been great, fantastic, wonderful listening people. As always, check out our social medias. We've got the Facebook page, which is Spit and Polish Presents. Like that. Comment. Give us some suggestions for films, or tell us what you think of the show so far, because our audience is actually growing, Luke. Since you've been on here,
It's a fact.
we've managed to hit the overseas market. Yeah, yeah. America likes us for some reason. Don't know why. I mean, I think I do, because we choose the greatest films ever made. But until we meet again on this dark, weary road that leads to a dark alleyway with Rowan Atkinson violently masturbating,
And
making
cutting
a
people's
sequel to Johnny English,
And I'll be watching.
and he will be watching, and
Sequel to Johnny English 2.
Johnny English too. I will leave you now with the wise words of Scooby-Doo, which is Scooby-Doo!